Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Can't hear anything?
You're muted.
What do you mean I'm muted?
Is that red dot on your mic not being muted?
No, that means it's recording. Can y'all hear me?
Nope.
You can't hear me at all?
Nope.
Okay, that's a problem.
Yeah, the background music.
How about now?
It's super delayed.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Sorry, I seem to be having a bit of audio problems, apparently. So, welcome to the stream. I see a lot of familiar faces here. It's great to have you. I also have my husband DK doing mod for the chat today, because what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be reading a book. And in the book there are several choices. Apparently there are 20 endings to this spooky book. So DK is going to be counting up the votes for me on what path we're going to be taking. So, yeah, just want to say hello to everyone. It's great to have you here. Fred Gomez, good to have you back. We see you in these streams, even though how infrequent they are. Kate, of course, Tony, Gio, who else? Benjamin Roberts, Raven, the Madman, Great Celestial Gamer, welcome. Pixel, Mama of 3 beautiful cats, Praxis, lovely. Okay, so I have this warning up here, you can probably see it, saying please do not use emotes. Basically, YouTube has been disabling Google accounts who use emotes during live streams. I only heard about this earlier on today, whenever I was announcing my plans to stream tonight. But basically what's been happening is Markiplier did a live stream where you would use emotes to choose, to make a choice basically. And YouTube's seen this as spam, and not only has deleted their YouTube channels, but also disabled their Google accounts. So I would warn you right up front, please do not use any emotes in this chat tonight, at risk of losing your Google account. Waves hysterically at you and DK. Bo Walker, welcome! Aw, it's good to see so many of you here. This is great. Why can't Ben hear you? His name's not Ben. His name's DK. You can say hello. I don't know if the mic will pick you up.
Hello.
He's here behind me. He's going to be counting up the votes. So what I'll do is maybe just give it a few minutes and then we'll get started. But I'll read you the blurb. So it's late one night. You and your friends decide to visit the annual carnival. It's not open yet, but you sneak in anyway. Big mistake, because sneaking out again might not be so easy. And before you can escape, there are many horrors to face. Will you brave the terrifying supersonic space coaster? Risk the deadly doom slide? Or confront the evil snake lady? The choice is yours in this scary goosebumps adventure that's packed with over 20 super spooky endings. 1057, welcome. Koltin, welcome. Tea, welcome. I actually should have some tea, I don't though. Don't know why I thought his name was DK. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, it's DK. It's just his initials.
That's all you need to know.
It's just his YouTube name.
Need to know basis.
Welcome, Ribby. Oh, it's so good to have you all here. I don't know why I thought his name was Ben. I don't know either. Hey, DK, what's the book called? Well, I'll answer it. It's called Give Yourself Goosebumps. I'll save you your little fingers typing. Perfect. I think we'll begin. So, I think the first couple of pages is just all context. And then we'll get to the first choice. Again, just a fair warning, please do not use emotes. We're going to be doing like pick page 1 or 2 or choice 1 or 2 or something like that. So let's begin. What do you want to do? I don't know, Patty. What do you want to do? Not fair, Brad. I asked you first. Patty and Brad, your two best friends, arguing as usual. It's the last week of August, and Patty and Brad haven't stopped fighting since your summer holiday started. Patty likes being bossy. You don't mind, though. It's no big deal. It's hard to win a fight with her anyway. You don't know why Brad even tries. You guess it's because he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of a girl. There's nothing to do. I guess I'll just go home, Brad says. He shoves his hands in his pockets, then his shoulders slump and he sort of shrivels up. You guess Brad is a bit of a wimp, even if he is your best friend. You're so boring, Brad, Patty complains. Whenever Patty complains, her freckles really pop out. Now there are about 1 million of them spread across her face. Hey, I know what we should do, Patty suddenly bursts out. Go to page 2. Okay. Let's bike over to Bennett's Field and watch them set up the carnival. I don't know, you answer. It's getting dark and Mum said I have to be in by 9. It's only a quick bike ride, Brad says. Are you some kind of wimp? Brad calling you a wimp? You can't believe it. Okay, you agree. But if it's as bad as last year, there won't be much to see. Don't you remember the main attraction? You remind them. The ride they called Terror Track? It turned out to be a baby choo-choo train that circled round and round and round. It doesn't matter what you say. Patty's made up her mind. You're going to ride over to the carnival. A hot, humid breeze... let me start that again. A hot, humid breeze blows in your face as you pedal along. Patty's in the lead, no surprise, and Brad's puffing behind you. It's dark by the time you reach Bennett's Field. You and your friends drop your bikes in the grass and race across the moonlit field towards the huge wooden fence that surrounds the carnival. To take a closer look, turn to page 3. As you reach the carnival entrance, you hear music coming from inside. Not the usual corny organ stuff they always play, but some really strange music. It sounds familiar and totally new at the same time. Brad stretches his neck to try and peer over the fence, but no luck. The fence is far too high. Patty jiggles the padlock on the door. It's sealed shut. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow night when the carnival opens, Brad says. No way, Patty says. Let's climb the fence. Now. Are you crazy, Brad says. We'll get caught. Come on, there's probably no one in there, Patty replies. Your friends turn to you to cast the deciding vote. You glance at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. If you're going to get home in time, you should start back now. What are you going to do? If you decide to go home, turn to page 10. If you climb the fence to get inside, turn to page 6. Cast your votes. If you decide to go home, turn to page 10. If you climb the fence to get inside, turn to page 6.
We're off to a good start. Sorry, just to clarify, I've already read the book before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I've read. Yeah, sure, it's my book.
Oh, I've never read this book. This is all new to me.
So I know what decisions give you what because I've read it a number of times. So I like the fact that we're going for 6. 6 seems to be. Why would you go now?
Why would you go home now? Yeah, good point. The end. I'm also being made aware by DK as he's listening while I'm talking that there is quite a delay, so whenever I'm giving you the choice there may be about 30 seconds of silence before I start talking again or before you start casting your votes, so it's just to make you aware. Greg Gomez, thank you so much for popping in anyway. It's sorry that you can't see the ending, or 20 endings apparently, but thank you so much for popping in. They were 6.
Right, we'll go with 6.
We'll go with 6. All right. So, if you want to climb the fence and turn inside, turn to page 6. Okay. Let's do it, you say to your friends. Let's climb the fence. Patty is halfway up before you finish speaking. You let Brad go next. You're last. It's a hard climb up. There's really no place on the fence to get a good grip, but you make it to the top, swing your legs over and tumble down. You land on the grass. You're inside. You and your friends gaze around. It's pretty dark. The only light comes from torches. At first, the carnival looks the same way as it always does. Dinky rides, hot dog wagons. Then the lights start to flicker on in every corner of the field. The ride starts to move. It's as if the whole place is magically coming to life. Hey, look at the giant roller coaster, you exclaim, pointing up ahead. They never had a roller coaster before. Yeah, Brad agrees, and the whole place is a lot bigger than last year. This is awesome, Patty says as she sprints towards the rides. Race over to page 7. You and Brad take off after Patty. You all stop in front of the roller coaster. Wow, Patty says as she gazes up at it. It's like a rocket to outer space. Beyond the roller coaster, you spy a castle surrounded by a moat and a spooky-looking haunted house sitting high atop a hill. These are the coolest rides I've ever seen, you say. They still have that stupid choo-choo train over there, you point out, but we could ride this stuff all night and never go near it. Patty grabs your arm and tugs you over to the other side of the carnival, to the side stalls. Brad races after you. Hey, where are all those dinky wooden boots from last year? You ask as you gawk at the amazing games of chance. They're gone, and in their place are giant video games and huge spinning wheels studded with hundreds of blinking coloured lights. Get a load of that, Brad suddenly cries out. You and Patty spin around. You can't believe what you see. Be more amazed on page 87. Wow, okay, that's quite a jump. 87.
Goes all over the place, so you can't skip ahead to see.
You can't just turn over like a 2-page over. Alright. You're staring at a sign that reads World's Freakiest Freak Show. The 3 of you gape at the pictures. There's the 3-headed man with the ugliest collection of faces you've ever seen. And the snake lady, a young blonde girl with a beautiful face and the body of a slithering snake. This is, you start to say, but you don't finish, because a large hand has come down your shoulder, hard. You slowly turn and gaze up at the huge man with shoulders wider than a refrigerator. He has coal black eyes and a thick mustache to match. He looks strong enough and mean enough to throw you over the fence with one hand. "What are you doing?" his deep voice booms. "You're not allowed in here," he says, pointing directly at you. "We're sorry," you say, hoping you appear sorry and not just scared. "We wanted to look around, that's all. But we'll leave. Right now." His eyes stare into yours. He clamps both hands down on your shoulders and says, "You're not going anywhere." Uh-oh. Quick, better turn back to page 4. Okay, back to page 4 we go. Alright. What do you mean? Brad asks, trembling all over. "I've just had an idea. A great idea," the man replies. "I want you kids to stay and try out all the rides before the grand opening tomorrow." Patty's eyes open wide. "Cool," she says. "Are you sure it's alright with the owner?" you ask. "I'm Big Al, the manager, and what I say around here goes." Big Al digs around in his check jacket and pulls out 3 maps. He hands one to each of you. "Study them carefully," he says. "If you have any questions, ask them now." Your eyes fall upon the map. You have a question, but when you gaze up, Big Al is gone. He's vanished. "A whole carnival to ourselves," Patty exclaims. "Where should we start?" You stare down at your map once again. You notice that the carnival is split in half. On one side are the rides, tons of them. On the other side are the side stalls, packed with games of chance and the freak show. What will you try first? To go on the rides, turn to page 34. To check out the side stalls, turn to page 77. Once again, to go on the rides, turn to page 34. To check out the side stalls, turn to page 77. Cast your votes.
There are a lot of 34s already.
4, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's getting a bit more split. You're doing the counting, I'm going to take a drink.
Yeah, 34 is one there.
What's the count?
Oh, it's like, there's like 10 34s to like 4 77s. 12 34s.
12 34s.
5.
Oh, yeah.
Debatable.
Alright, page 34 it is. Great Celestial Gamer, I feel like you just bowed to peer pressure. Can we still go home? I don't think that's a choice anymore. We're too far gone. Page 34. Let's go on the rides first, you say. That roller coaster looked awesome. Okay, Patty agrees. Over this way. Okay, no, hold on. Okay, Patty agrees. Over this way, she yells as she charges over to it. When you reach the rides, you can only stare in amazement. These are the most fantastic rides you've ever seen. The towering roller coaster, the soaring speedboats, the twisty slides, everyone is in motion, whizzing, whirling, doing loop-the-loops, and they're all empty. No riders, no people in line. Cool, Patty exclaims. We have the whole place to ourselves. Brad's face turns a little green as his gaze swings from Supersonic Space Coaster to the Doom Slide. Do you think they have rides that don't go upside down? He asks. Come on, let's check out the coaster, Patty calls to you and Brad. Then they run off to its starting gate. You stop and crane your neck to gaze up at the coaster's first hill, and you gasp. Quick, go to page 47. Alright, page 47. The tracks stretch up so high that they seem to touch the clouds. Your gaze follows one of the cars speeding around a sharp curve. It looks like the space shuttle. You notice that it has a safety harness that locks over your body. You've seen those before. They keep you in when the ride turns upside down. You didn't want to admit it before, but like Brad, riding upside down is still not your favourite thing. Still, the coaster does look amazing. One part enters a tunnel, and you can see that the cars go fast. Really fast. You're just about to walk through the space coaster gate when you hear a spooky organ music coming from behind you. You turn around. Looming in the distance is a dark and creepy haunted house. You gaze down at your map. It's called the Little House of Horrors. You'd love haunted houses, and this one looks really scary. Now you're not sure what to do. You won't have time for everything. The coaster or the haunted house. Decide now. If you decide to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster, get on board on page 26. If you want to go to the House of Horrors alone, go to page 64. Once again, if you decide to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster, get on board, page 26. And if you want to go to the House of Horrors alone, go to page 64. Thanks for popping in, Kate. Ooh, 26 is never separate. Ooh. 4. Bo says go to the house.
4 26s, 2 64s. It's racking up.
Oh.
Ooh. It looks like it's going to be 26.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 26.
Get counting, DK. Page 64, the only option. Go home. Just go home.
We're going to stick with our best buds and go for 26.
26?
Yeah.
26. All right. I don't want to be alone. 26. If you decide to join Patty and Brad, go to page 26. All right. Hey, wait up, you yelled to Brad and Patty as you sprint through the space coaster gate. They both ignore you and charge straight ahead. You follow them into a narrow tunnel that leads to the boarding area. You gaze down at the floor. Black rubber. It makes you walk with a strange bounce. Every few feet there is a round porthole. There is a round porthole window. When you glance out of one, you see astronauts planting flags on the moon. You peer out of another. Now they're seated in their capsule. This is amazing, you think. The figures look real. Totally real. After a long climb, you and Patty and Brad finally arrive at the loading area. A sleek, bullet-shaped capsule whooshes up and stops right beside you. It has 3 sections. Brad climbs defiantly into the last section. You leap into the front. Patty's left with the middle section. And suddenly, you're trapped. Go on to page 58. Page 58. Steel bars plunge down from above and drop across your lap and chest, pinning you in place. You can't move at all. Even your head is held by a super strong headphones that clamp over your ears. A voice comes through them, announcing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. You hear a huge bang. Smoke and fireworks fill the air as your car starts up the big hill. Your head presses back against the seat as you climb higher and higher. That first hill is endless, but the view is awesome. From the top you can see the side stalls, the haunted house, and the shadowy swamp. You can't believe how big the carnival is. Neat, Patty yells. There's... Ah! Whatever she was going to say turns into a wild scream as the rocket plunges down the other side of the hill. The wind whips at your face. You're pressed back so hard you feel like a pancake. Everything passes in a fantastic blur. As your car shoots up to the top of the next hill, you're laughing and screaming. You're laughing and screaming at the same time. This is great, you think. But then you make a big mistake. Turn to page 39. Okay, book. You close your eyes. When you open them, your car lunges forward with a burst of speed, and you loop the loop. Your mouth drops open to scream, but no sound comes out. Now your car starts to plunge downwards, like a lift out of control. Your heart pounds in your chest. This is the fastest and best roller coaster you've ever been on. As you near the bottom, you slow down. You begin to catch your breath, and then you see what's up ahead. A huge black hole. A tunnel. As you shoot towards the open mouth of the tunnel, you begin to scream again. The door of the tunnel is about to close. Snap! The door comes crashing down, behind your car. You breathe out a long sigh, but now you're in a tunnel so dark that you can't see a thing. Scary, but not nearly as scary as what happens next. What happens? Turn to page 94 to find out. Ooh. 94. The ride stops. Dead. You're sitting in the dark. Nothing is moving. Patty? Brad? You call? Silence. Why don't they answer? They have to be there. You try to twist around, but you're locked in your harness and clamped in your headrest. Blinking in the dim light, your eyes dart to the left, then to the right. You spot dozens of empty space rockets lining the walls. They seem to come in sections, to make longer and shorter space rockets. Your mind starts working feverishly. Did your section detach from Patty and Brad's section? Suddenly, the silence is shattered. Your seat lock grinds open, and you're released from your harness. You quickly spin around. Patty's and Brad's cars have disappeared. If this is all part of the ride, maybe you should hop out. But if the ride is broken, maybe you should wait for help. Wait for help to come? Turn to page 92. Hop out of the car. Go to page 111. Once again, wait for help to come. Turn to page 92. Hop out of the car. Go to page 111. Cast your votes, please. Pixel, I'm wearing gloves while typing. Spooked, very spooked.
Yeah, we're already getting 111.
Yeah, 111 seems pretty popular.
People are being extremely smart.
Great Celestial
Kill
Gamer, no,
Jester.
we're alone, we want to go home!
Someone you know, 123, wants to kill Jester.
Kill Jester.
You have to say it in a Scottish accent.
Kill Jester. Wait, that's not Scottish, is it?
You know, it's a Scottish.
92 is a good move. The ride may go on without us. Yeah. Page 111.
No, there's
92.
more 111s than 92s. So.
Thought I'd go less safe this time because you're already alone. Yeah, we're already alone. What's the worst that can happen? I think if we just stay in the car, we're going to die. What say you, GK?
It's not 111.
111?
That's what we're going for.
Okay.
I also get a say in the vote, and I say 111.
No, you don't. No. You don't get a vote. On a scale of 1 to 10, how horrifically do we die if we wait? See, I don't know because I've never read this book before.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it if it's... Some of the paths are set up that it doesn't... Like, you can go through 5 or 6 more pages, and then you'll die, and sometimes it'll be, you know, the next page. Sometimes you'll get harder choices or things like that, but we're going with 111 anyway, regardless of what I think.
Okay, let's go for 111. Your pulse pounds in your ears as you carefully lift yourself out of the car. The tunnel is dark and musty and really creepy. Anything could be lurking in the shadows. This must be part of the ride, you reason, and the more you think about it, the more convinced you are. You're scared, but you have to admit, this is pretty cool. In the distance, you spot several red lights that seem to lead to other dimly lit tunnels. You cautiously head towards one of them. Overhead, something dark and slimy drips, splattering on the top of your head, stinging your forehead. Oh god. As you desperately try to wipe the burning slime away, something grabs you by the knees. Ah! You look down. A pair of red-rimmed eyes meet yours. It's a dwarf with scraggy red hair and a toothless smile. Want me to lead you out of here, kid? He asks. You're about to follow the dwarf, but then you stop. Is he part of the ride? He looks really evil. What do you do? Do we follow the dwarf and go to page 99? Or do we decide not to follow the dwarf and go to page 33? Once again, follow the dwarf, go to page 99. Decide not to follow the dwarf, go to page 33. This could be one for Great Celestial Gamer since, you know, technically you're not alone.
There was A.T. said dying is an option.
Dying is an option. I think so.
You can commit seppuku, I assume.
I have no idea. I'm assuming that death is an option, though.
Not one that you can selectively make yourself.
No. I love the reactions. No, we're gonna die.
Right, we're getting a lot of 33s.
33 so far. We're not going to follow the dwarf. We've got a 99. 33 is time to run. 99, 33.
Oh, Tim wants to go 99.
Don't trust the creepy dwarves. 99.
it's
Can you stop banging the table, please?
Sorry.
If you can hear that in the microphone, I apologize. It's not me.
33.
99. Please follow the dwarf. Wait, it looks sort of split.
No, there's more 33s than... 1, 2, 3,
3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I know my name is not Snow White. It's only 1.
12.
Although they might lead you to the pack.
4, 5. We've got 5 99s to like 13 33s. So.
$33 then?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go on alone. Ooh. Oh, I don't know about that. I might have followed the dwarf. But you know what? It's your fate. The fate's in your hands. 33. F that amount. You glance once more at the dwarf. He lets out an evil cackle. That's it. There's no way you can trust him. Besides, you can hear music up ahead. You're sure you must be near an exit. No thanks, I don't need any help, you mumble. He shrugs. Oh, yes you do, he says, but then he sprints off. You walk in the direction of the music, but after 5 minutes, you realize that you're not getting anywhere. Maybe you should have followed the dwarf. You start to think about Paddy and Brad. Are they okay, you wonder? Just when you think you'll be wandering these tunnels for the rest of your life, the passageway ends. Now you're facing 2 doors. One red and one blue. Which one should you try? You might as well flip a coin. Get a coin, flip it, and check whether it comes up heads or tails. Oh, hopefully you've got coins near. If it comes up heads, take the blue door to page 57, and if it comes up tails, take the red door to page 104.
Right, rather than actually flipping a coin, I think we should just do an actual, just red door.
No, for those of you who have coins, you can flip them.
I suppose you can do that as well.
If you don't have a coin, just pick a door. So this one might be a bit harder to count, but that's up to you. That's what you're here for. I'm terrible at choices. You don't get a choice.
Yeah, I mess up.
You're staff. You don't get a choice.
There is no red door, is there?
Your shins will vanish. Yeah, it's red. It's red or blue.
Heads blue. Tails.
It's too much pressure. Just that's why they said get a coin. Flip a coin.
Okay.
It's not in your hands anymore. Put it in the hands of the coin. There is no green door. He made that up. We've got a head for the blue door.
Yeah.
Heads, said the 10p. Perfect.
I appreciate that.
Teal. The
Red
teal door.
Red door. Ooh.
Ooh, teals for a red door.
We're even. We're neck and neck.
Teals never feels. Red.
We're on 5 each.
Ooh.
We need someone to break it.
It's up to you, chat. If we die, it's your fault.
We got tails. That's red. That's 2 reds.
2 reds. Reds. Blue.
Blue. Blue. Oh my god. This is so close.
This is the one to split.
Right. Next comment. We'll decide it. Tails. Red. Grant. We'll do it.
Red. At least we didn't go with the dwarf. I like my shins and they would have been gone. They would have been long gone. We've got another red. Perfect. Red door. Let's go. Page 104. It hurts to flip a pound coin. What? 104. Alright, let's see. You push open the red door. Another tunnel lies beyond it. You follow its twists and turns, and you realize that you're sloshing through cold, muddy water. It grows deeper and chillier as you go. With a cold shudder, you decide to head back until you hear a slurping noise behind you. Whirling around, you watch in horrible fascination as giant earthworms crawl out of the mud. Gross. There's no way you're going back up there. You clench your teeth and slog onward. Up ahead, you see a dim green light. Great, an exit. As you reach the end of the tunnel, you hear a low growl behind you. At first you try to pretend it's your imagination, but there's no mistaking the sound of thudding footsteps. Getting closer and closer. And now it's breathing down your neck. Go to page 61. Okay, but you got it. 61. You're too scared to turn around, and too scared not to. Risking a glance over your shoulder, you see a large, dark shape behind you. It's a big man. No, you squint hard. It's dark and hairy with muddy leaves and green vines trailing from its body. It's some sort of swamp monster. You run as fast as you can. Your chest is on fire. The swamp monster is gaining on you. You know you should keep running, but your heart feels as if it's about to explode. You have to stop. You turn and stare right into the swamp monster's bloody eyes. Neat costume, you say hopefully. Good try. But the swamp monster isn't wearing a costume. He's real. And this, unfortunately, is really the end.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no. To all of those who picked the red door, you killed us. Thanks.
Here's bread.
Page 61, our obituary. Oh, my God, you're right.
Oh, there you go. Right, okay, so, I mean...
Do we go back and do the blue door, or do we start all over again?
This is kind
like,
of
what happens if we go home? What happens if we go back to the start and we just go home?
Not going to say. But what I will say is that the way... some people do a different way. Some people would start from the beginning because obviously there's different choices at the start. And they just go for whatever they want there.
But we would just sort of like speed through the context.
Or we could just go back to our previous option. It's up to you. It's up to the
Leave
chat,
it up to the chat, yeah. So
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go back and choose the blue door instead? Or do you want to start again and we make different choices altogether? The coin did it. We died. God bless. F in chat. Lots of F's in chat. I do live in a swamp state. Oh God.
Alright.
Back to the start. Dark Souls, you died. Theme plays.
Okay, we got...
I should have set up a scene for that. Don't go all the way back. Go back to the door. Blue door, blue door. New game. Back to the start. Go to the door.
Previously before we died, yeah.
Previously before. I mean, like, we may go back and we could pick the blue door and still die. So, I suppose if we go back and do the blue door, if we die, then we can start again. Although I suppose there's probably more choices. I don't know. I've never read this book, so I'm sort of looking at DK being like, what should we do?
I'm not allowed to make a decision.
I
You
know,
told me
I
I'm not allowed to make a decision.
Okay, I think we've got more for the blue door.
We've got more people for just...
Blue door.
More people for blue door than we do for starting again.
Do we know what page that was on?
I can find out.
Go on then.
It
It was 111, was it?
No, it was after 111.
Oh.
It was 33.
33.
Yes, if you go to 33, that'll give you the
Yes, perfect. Okay, let's go back and go to the blue door. So the blue door is page 57.
Oh, I should have just rolled back in the chat. That would have been easy.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, at least you remembered. I don't remember. Alright, let's pretend that didn't happen. No deaths, 0 deaths. Let's go to the blue door. You open the blue door and peer through. You're staring down a long, dark passageway. Oh dear. At least you think it's long. It's difficult to tell. It's pitch black, and you don't know what to do. Maybe I should have picked the other door, you say to yourself. I'm getting out of here. But the blue door has locked behind you. Now you're sure you've made the wrong choice, but there's nowhere else to go but forward. Wow, okay. Your knees begin to tremble as you inch your way down the dark hallway. The passage ends in a bright burst of light, and in front of you, a tall purple mountain rises hundreds of feet into the air. You breathe out a long sigh of relief. You're out of the dark. You study the mountain. It looks so real, but cut into its side you spot a doorway. Above it, a brightly painted sign reads... Above it, a brightly painted sign reads, Doomslide. Will you be the one to slide forever? Turn to page 135. Okay, 135. Oh, this is near like the end of the book. I don't know if that's a good thing. Alright. You open the door and climb a steep ramp that curves round and round. It's cold and dark inside. Halfway up the ramp you stop. There's another sign. Warning, you may be the one to slide to your doom. You continue up the ramp. You finally make it to the top and find yourself standing on a wide, dimly lit platform. A row of long curving slides stretches out before you. The slides are numbered from 1 to 10. You think hard. The Doom Slide. You know you've heard it about before. But where was it? And then you remember. It was in a Goosebumps book you read one day at Horrorland. Now you know you're in big trouble, because you remember all about the Doom Slide from the book. You remember that if you pick the wrong slide, you'll spend the rest of your life sliding and sliding forever. Which number is the Doom Slide? Which one? If you remember which number slide is the Doom Slide, or if you have the book and can look it up, choose a slide that is not the Doom Slide. If you can't remember, you'll have to leave it to luck and pick a number between 1 and 10. So DK, this is going to be a big one for you. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
Let me get out my notepad, Jesus.
You're going to have to take notes. Because if we pick wrong, we're going down the slide forever and ever. There's 3 choices, so it's pick slide 1, 4, or 5 and go to page 121. Pick slide 2, 7, or 9 and go to page 95. Pick slide 3, 6, 8, or 10 and go to page 68. So
okay, just go for the pages. It's easier if we just go for the pages.
Well, no, because we're picking a number between 1 and 10.
Right. I'm just going to go by eye.
I don't think you can go by eye on this.
You can.
What am I hiring you for? What am I paying you for? Not it.
4s, 7s.
There's quite a few 7s, yeah. There's 3 7s and 2 5s I can see so far. 4 7s. How about 4? Page 95 is a 7 again. We can assume 7s. Got a 5. Do not pick 10. The dice rolled an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 7s and 1.
Yeah, it's I think it's 7s.
Not 10.
I've got 6 7s.
Yeah, I think we're going 7.
7.
Yep, 7. Okay, 7 is page 95. Let's hope you chose correctly. Page 95. You ready? Okay. You sit down on the slide and push off. The world tilts as you plunge down. Down, down, down. You're scared, but you can't help feeling that this is quite cool, sliding and twirling in the darkness. Until you hear the screams. The eerie screams that follow you as you twist and turn. Your heart starts pounding wildly. Oh no, you must have picked the Doom Slide. You're going to slide forever. And then, bump. A chute opens up. You hit the ground hard. You tumble over and over and finally stop. You lie on the ground, panting. You're outside. You scramble to your feet and gaze around. You hear laughter. It seems to be coming from the bright pink building a few feet in front of you. You walk over to its big pink door and press your ear against it. Yes, the laughter is definitely coming from inside. To find out what's so funny, turn to page 117. Oh, I passed it there. Hold on. 117. You open the door and enter a room bursting with people who seem to be waiting for you. You think that's weird until you study them, and realize something even stranger. They're all dressed up in old-fashioned costumes. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors, a tall woman with red parasol says, smiling. Nice of you to join us. The Carnival of Horrors. The word sends shivers down your spine. The woman with the parasol whispers in your ear, "Don't you want to know the secret of the Carnival of Horrors?" You nod yes. The Carnival of Horrors comes alive in a different place and a different time each night. Tonight we're in your town. Tomorrow we could be in another country. But every place we stop, we invite kids like you to join us. Thanks for the invitation, you say. But I gotta go. I'm sorry, the lady chuckles. You can never escape from the Carnival of Horrors, she says solemnly. Unless... Unless what? Turn to page 106. Alright, 106. Unless what, you scream. Tell me. You can escape the Carnival of Horrors if you leave before closing time. When is closing time? You ship back. When the last ride stops, the lady whispers. At midnight. You glance at your watch. 11:40. 20 minutes, that's not so bad. But how do you get out of here? As if the lady can read your mind, she says, there's only one right way. Then all around you, the crowd begins to chant. Only one right way, only one right way. They repeat it over and over again. What is it? You scream. Which way? It's useless. They're not going to tell you. But it's not midnight yet. There's still time to figure it out. Until the floor begins to tremble. And the walls begin to shake. Earthquake! Turn to page 42. A wave of panic washes over you as the walls crumble around you. You throw your arms over your head and close your eyes. Then silence. The shaking stops. When you open your eyes, the room and all the costumed people have vanished, and you're outside, in the rides area. But the biggest surprise of all is that you spot Patty and Brad. Boy, am I glad to see you, you say, racing over to them. Where have you guys been? Brad shakes his head. You wouldn't believe the rides we went on. We've got to get out of here before midnight, you say. Quickly, you tell your friends about the warning from the lady with the red parasol. No problem, Patty says. Look, I'm sure the exit is right over there past that ride called the Hall of the Mountain King. No, it's that way, near the sign that says Halloween Express, Brad insists. Which way do you think is the right way? The Halloween Express? Then turn to page 108. Mountain King? Turn to page 107. Again, which way do you think is the right way? Halloween Express? Turn to page 108. Mountain King? Turn to page 107. Cast your votes, please. This won't be easy. Oh, the maps! Why can't we use the maps?
Because it's not a fantasy adventure book.
No, they gave us maps.
Yeah, no, but in stuff like fantasy adventure books,
You could
give you that
choose.
option
Stop
if you have the map.
banging the desk. You're dead.
If you had the map, it'd be like, oh, if you have the map, turn to page this. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
That's for a different type of book.
Can we go home?
Ooh,
It's quite split.
107s.
107 Satnav says take a U-turn. The exit is a lie. The cake is a lie. The rides are a lie. The lady is a lie.
108's pulling it back.
I don't know. I wish we had polls on YouTube, but I don't think we do. Well, I haven't seen them. 107.
.108 has it by 2.
108?
Yeah, 108 has it by 2.
Just keep sprinting until you hit the fence and get the frick out. Sounds good. 107 because I flipped a coin. Ooh, okay.
If there's one more 107, then it's tied. There's the tie.
Oh, there's a tie. Okay, so next comment is going to clinch it. Ooh, spooky. I agree with Ruby. Run.
Yeah, 107. 107 has it. That was a nice comment. 107. It's very hard to keep track. Okay, right. Okay, we're gonna go with what we have right
108. 108 is the last commenter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11 is 108.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 107. The 108 7.
108. Okay, so we're going on the Halloween Express. 108. We've got to get out of here. It's almost midnight, you say, as you run towards the Halloween Express ride. Hey, maybe we should try one of these cars, Brad says, pointing to the red and orange cars that run on a track. The three of you crowd into a little car that's really meant for two. You jam your foot on the accelerator, and you're flying. All right, Brad cheers. We're on our way home. Hey, I wonder why they call this the Halloween Express, he asks. You turn the wheel sharply to the left, and then you know why. Speed over to page 54. 54. Your Halloween Express car pulls up in front of a cottage, and the cottage door opens with a creak. You all jerk your heads up to peer at the door. You see a skeleton wearing an evil smile, and he lunges right for you. Trick or treat, he screeches, then he stretches out his bony hands to snatch you. You pound on the accelerator, and the car shoots forward, out of the skeleton's grasp. Your heart begins to race as the car speeds out of control. You tear through an eerie forest, speed past more cottages, but still, you don't see a way out. And then it comes into view. A service exit. All you have to do is stop the car, jump out, and scramble through the fence, and you'll be free. You check your watch. 5 minutes to midnight. Oh no, Patty screams. Quick, turn left, don't stop. Turn left and go to page 83. 83. You squint hard at the road ahead of you and see why Patty wants you to turn. There they are, the people in the old-fashioned clothes. Only they don't look the same. Some have green flesh, some are deathly white. Their rotting skin hangs from their bones, and they're all reaching out for you. Turn, turn, Patty yells. You spin the wheel sharply to the left to avoid them, but you can't dodge the ghostly creature that's rising above you. He's 10 feet tall, with arms so long that they scrape the ground. His mouth gapes open to reveal hundreds of blackened, rotting teeth. He swoops down at you. You turn the steering wheel hard to the right. Too hard. It comes off in your hands. Jump, you cry. Jump and run! Run! The three of you leap out of the moving car. But are you fast enough? That depends on how good your reflexes are. Try this test and find out. Throw a ball in the air, try to clap 3 times before you catch it. If you can do it, turn to page 73. If you couldn't, turn to page 127. I don't know too many people that just have a ball lying about, so we can do this. If you have one, fine. If not, we'll pick between page 73 and page 127. Welcome, Mark Chef. It's good to see you. I think you've missed a lot. We screwed.
I can picture everyone who's like watching the stream being like, "Where's my ball?"
Or being like, I could catch a ball. I could clap 3 times and catch a ball, no problem. What if you could throw a ball, clap 3 times, but not catch it?
That doesn't count.
Why?
Because it's the whole point is supposed to be able to catch it. No, okay, because I've done it before.
I've done it before too, but maybe on like the 3rd try or something.
Yeah, 73's.
I just realized you were live. Welcome, we're doing a spooky story if you'd like to join in. I tossed the ball and just barely made it. Well, at least you did it, so then is that another 73? I think so.
Yeah, we're going for 73.
73 for sure. Everyone's got good reflexes except for Benjamin. Sorry about that. I tossed the ball and just barely made it. Yep. 73. All right. Let's go to 73. I caught it. 73. Good job, Angela. I did it. Unfortunately, I did it while you were giving instruction. Then it's 73. We're good. A lot of good reflexes in chat. Your reflexes are great. You jumped out fast enough and escaped the ghost. That ghost. But you didn't see the other one behind the car, waiting for you. Your heart hammers away in your chest as it circles you, round and round and round. It's alright, you tell yourself over and over. It's not real. This is just a ride in an amusement park. You're still telling yourself that as the ghost plucks you off your feet, his black lips part, he opens his mouth wider and wider until it's as wide as an entrance to a cave. Then he stuffs you inside. Instantly you feel lightheaded, then light all over. You peek down at your hands. You can see straight through them. You've been turned into a ghost, and as your senses fade you hear a distant bell chime 12 times. Too bad. The Carnival of Horrors will be one of your favourite haunts. Forever. The end. Oh, did it again. See all of you people showing off about your reflexes?
You should be like us, lazy and not able to throw a ball and clap 3 times.
Got us killed.
Immediately everyone regrets.
Everyone regrets. Can we have another F in chat, please? We've done it again. We did. I trip over air. I do too, Mama. I do too.
Okay, so we have another.
Yeah. Do we want to roll back? What's the rollback to the clap to the ball thing?
Yeah, just roll back and say that we weren't able to catch a ball. We'll say that
we can roll back and say that our reflexes are bad, or we can start over.
Darn it.
We've got one for restart.
How dare we have good reflexes?
Exactly. You can't show off. This book knows.
I love stuff like that. It's kind of like, because like obviously when you're a kid you kind of look at it and go, oh, you know, I can totally do that. But
yeah.
I'm not going to try it, so I'm just going to say that I did it. And then of course it ends up you get that ending, which is pretty good.
We died again. Where's the dwarf? See, the dwarf probably had good intentions. He was probably going to hold your hand and take you to the exit and tell you never to come back. But y'all judged him.
Yeah, Ben, you had the right idea.
Why am I still throwing the ball? Restart. We've got 2 for restart. Back to the ball. Just roll back every time where it's not even.
We got 3 for new game.
New game, yeah. One for restart. Yeah, restart. Back to the start. Yeah. Bad reflexes. Drop that ball. Okay, let's just say we have our hands tied for the clapping part. Okay.
We've got a lot of restarts.
Welcome,
so
Jam Dragon.
Restarting is what we're gonna do.
We'll restart, yeah. And there may be people that are coming and going. I can see new faces in chat, so we can always restart. He was gonna steal me shins. He's gonna steal your pot of gold. Alright, so let's start again. What do you want to do? I don't know, Patty. What do you want to do? Not fair, Brad. I asked you first. Patty and Brad, your 2 best friends, arguing as usual. It's the last week of August, and Patty and Brad haven't stopped fighting since your summer holiday started. Patty likes being bossy. You don't mind, though. It's no big deal. It's hard to win a fight with her anyway. You don't know why Brad even tries. You guess it's because he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of a girl. There's nothing to do. I guess I'll just go home, Brad says. He shoves his hands in his pockets, then his shoulders slump and he sort of shrivels up. You guess Brad is a bit of a wimp, even if he is your best friend. You're so boring, Brad, Patty complains. Whenever Patty complains, her freckles really pop out. Now there are about 1 million of them spread across her face. Hey, I know what we should do, Patty suddenly bursts out. Go to page 2. Let's bike over to Bennett's Field and watch them set up the carnival.
Sorry.
Unnecessary. That scared me. I don't know, you answer. It's getting dark and Mum said I have to be in by 9. It's only a quick bike ride. It's only a quick bike ride, Brad says. Are you some kind of wimp? Brad calling you a wimp? You can't believe it. Okay, you agree. But if it's as bad as last year, there won't be much to see. Don't you remember the main attraction, you remind them? The ride they called Terror Track? It turned out to be a baby choo-choo train that circled round and round and round. It doesn't matter what you say. Patty's made up her mind. You're going to ride over to the carnival. A hot, humid breeze blows in your face as you pedal along, and Patty's in the lead. No surprise. And Brad's puffing behind you. It's dark by the time you reach Bennett's Field. You and your friends drop your bike in the grass and race across the moonlit field towards the huge wooden fence that surrounds the carnival. To take a closer look, turn to page 3. As you reach the carnival entrance, you hear music coming from inside. Not the usual corny organ stuff they always play, but some really strange music. It sounds familiar, and totally new at the same time. Brad stretches his neck to try and peer over the fence, but no luck. The fence is far too high. Paddy jiggles the padlock on the door. It's sealed shut. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow night when the carnival opens, Brad says. No way, Paddy says. Let's climb the fence now. Are you crazy, Brad says. We'll get caught. Come on, there's probably no one in there, Paddy replies. Your friends turn to you to cast the deciding vote. You glance at your watch. It's almost 9. If you're going to get home in time, you should start back now. What are you going to do? If you decide to go home, turn to page 10. If you climb the fence to get inside, turn to page 6. Once again, if you decide to go home, turn to page 10. If you climb the fence to get inside, turn to page 6. Cast your votes. We're going home. Go the frick home.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going home.
Oh my god, we're going home? Everybody wants to listen to me now.
Nicely done.
10, 10, 10. 10's across the board. Colin says 6, 6, but I know it's a bad idea. Go the heck home.
No, 10 has that.
10's got it, yeah, I think so. Oh, hey, Marcus. Marcus is coming over for a little... Nope, he changed his mind. He's going back to bed. 10. We're going to go home. Alright, let's go home. Six, but no death. Alright, number 10, or page 10. You've decided not to sneak into the carnival? You're going home instead? Well, it's a good thing Paddy usually makes all the decisions. Otherwise, you'd never have any fun, and this book would be over before it began. Go ahead. Take a deep breath, then go and climb the fence. You're not scared, are you? Turn back to page 6.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Let's do it, you say to your friends. Let's climb the fence. Paddy is halfway up before you finish speaking. You let Brad go next and you're last. It's a hard climb up. There's really no place on the fence to get a good grip, but you make it to the top, swing your legs over and tumble down. You land on the grass. You're inside. You and your friends gaze around. It's pretty dark. The only light comes from torches. At first the carnival looks the same as it always does. Dinky rides, hot dog wagons. Then the lights start to flicker on in every corner of the field. The rides start to move. It's as if the whole place is magically coming to life. Hey, look at that giant roller coaster, you exclaim, pointing up ahead. They never had a roller coaster before. Yeah, Brad agrees, and the whole place is a lot bigger than last year. This is awesome, Paddy says as she sprints towards the rides. Race over to page 7. You and Brad take off after Paddy. You all stop in front of the roller coaster. Wow, Paddy says as she gazes up at it. It's like a rocket to outer space. Beyond the roller coaster, you spy a castle surrounded by a moat and a spooky-looking haunted house sitting high atop a hill. These are the coolest rides I've ever seen, you say. They still have that stupid choo-choo train over there, you point out, but we could ride this stuff all night and never go near it. Paddy grabs your arm and tugs you over to the other side of the carnival, to the side stalls, and Brad races after you. Hey, where are all those dinky wooden booths from last year? You ask as you gawk at the amazing games of chance. They're gone, and in their place are giant video games and huge spinning wheels studded with hundreds of blinking coloured lights. Get a load of that, Brad suddenly cries out. You and Paddy spin around. You can't believe what you see. Be more amazed on page 87. 87. You're staring at a sign that reads, World's Freakiest Freak Show. The three of you gape at the pictures. There's the three-headed man with the ugliest collection of faces you've ever seen. and the snake lady, a young blonde girl with a beautiful face and the body of a slithering snake. This is, you start to say, but you don't finish, because a large hand has come down on your shoulder, hard. You slowly turn and gaze up at the huge man with shoulders wider than a refrigerator. He has coal black eyes, with a thick moustache to match. He looks strong enough and mean enough to throw you over the fence with one hand. "What are you doing?" his deep voice booms. "You're not allowed in here," he says, pointing directly at you. "We're sorry," you say, hoping you appear sorry and not just scared. "We wanted to look around, that's all, but we'll leave right now." His eyes stare into yours. He clamps both hands down on your shoulders and says, "You're not going anywhere." Uh-oh, quick, better turn back to page 4. What do you mean?" Brad asks, trembling all over. "I've just had an idea. A great idea," the man replies. "I want you kids to stay and try out the rides before the grand opening tomorrow." Patty's eyes open wide. "Cool," she says. "Are you sure it's alright with the owner?" you ask. "I'm Big Al, the manager, and what I say around here goes." Big Al digs around in his check jacket and pulls out 3 maps. He hands one to each of you. "Study them carefully," he says. "If you have any questions, ask them now." Your eyes fall upon the map. You have a question, but when you gaze up, Big Al is gone. He's vanished. "A whole carnival to ourselves?" Patty exclaims. "Where should we start?" You stare down at your map once again. You notice that the carnival is split in half. On one side are the rides, tons of them. On the other side are the side stalls packed with games of chance and the freak show. What will you try first? To go on the rides, turn to page 34. To check out the side stalls, turn to page 77. Once again, to go on the rides, turn to page 34, and to check out the side stalls, turn to page 77. Make your decision.
Gotta check yourself.
We just got called chicken by a book. Yeah, pretty much.
Nobody calls me chicken.
A book calling us a chicken? Those are bold words from a book that can't decide its own plotline. Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. 77. Check out the side stalls.
Lots of 77.
Yeah. 34, please, I want to do the rides.
Yeah, 77.
77. Page 77.
Where does this movie where I joined into? Well, at least you're caught up.
Yeah. 77 it
Yeah,
is.
77.
Let's go to 77. Ooh, new content. Let's head for the side stalls and play some games, you say. You, Patty, and Brad... Excuse me. You, Patty, and Brad jog down a wide avenue. Tents of every colour line the street. Carnival music blares from the loudspeakers. You spot a green neon sign flashing above a yellow striped tent. The sign reads, "Madame Zeno, fortune teller." "Excellent," you exclaim. "I'm going in." You tell your friend you'll catch up with him in a minute. You lift the tent flap. Inside, one small candle flickers in the dark. You hear a low voice call out, "Enter my chamber." There is Madame Zeno, sitting in the shadows. She wears a long red dress dotted with brightly coloured gems. They shimmer in the candlelight. Her black hair tumbles to her shoulders as she bends over a large crystal ball. "Welcome," she whispers. Then she reaches out and gently lifts your hands. "Let me tell you your future." To find your future, go to page 78. Alright? Madame Zeno studies your hand closely. She traces the line in your hand with her soft fingers. I see horror in your future. In your immediate future," she warns. What kind of horror?" you stammer. "What do you mean?" Madame Zeno releases your hand. She picks up a strange deck of cards. She spreads them out on the table. You notice the cards have pictures. A headless man, a bloody sword, a large evil eye. She gathers up all the cards and flips the deck over. Then she deals out a red card and a blue card. "Turn one over," she commands. "Learn your fate." Pick red, go to page 14. Pick blue, go to page 59. Once again, pick red, go to page 14 and pick blue, Page 59.
More colours, god damn it.
More colors, I know. What did we pick? It was red last time, wasn't it? And then we went back to blue? Yeah. It's Marcus jumping on the table if you heard something on the mic there. Blue, red killed us last time. Red, page 14. Oh, blue. 59? Big blue, blue. Run away now. 14 for red.
A lot of blue. There's a lot of... neck and neck, actually.
Red equals bad.
59 is blue, right?
59 is blue. Reds for the win. Listen, I can't predict my fate, but I can sure as heck predict yours if you tell me something bad. Hey, we might go home. You know, we might go back to our mom. You don't know.
Yeah, I know. Blue's have it.
Red, color of danger. Let's face our fate. We all know we're gonna die.
Yeah, blue's Mazhead.
See, what I think, before I actually go to the page, is that maybe the book is some sort of like psychological thing where it knows that the first story that we picked is maybe the most common one. So now it thinks that we don't like the color red anymore and blue is going to frick us over.
Well, there is that. That is also a possibility. But the pages that you're picking is a good clue. If it's the same page, if you can remember if it's the same pages that it was before.
See, I don't. Have we been to that before?
This is the thing. I'm not going to say.
Oh, no! Bella says blue. You just uploaded. There was an attempt. What?
Yeah, we're going to go with blue this time, though.
Blue. All right. Blue is page 59. Let's go. 59. Blue is your favorite color. No, it's not. You turn the blue card over. There's a message. Help us. You are our only hope. Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's not in the book, sorry. Hurry to the back door of your freak show. Signed, the freaks. What does this mean, you ask Madame Zeno. She stares deep into your eyes. Her lips tremble. She leans forward. She's about to speak. And then the lights go out, and a blood-curdling scream rips through the dark. You start to bolt for the door when a dim light suddenly flickers. You stare across the table. Madame Zeno was gone. You reach out to take the card, and it bursts into red-hot flames. In seconds, the entire tent fills with thick smoke. Flames shoot across the floor. You run for the door. Outside, you gulp the fresh air. Whew, you made it. You glance back. No smoke, no fire, no tent. Everything has disappeared. What should you do now? If you decide to help the freaks, go to page 11. If you don't want to help the freaks, go to page 113. Once again, if you decide to help the freaks, go to page 11. If you don't want to help the freaks, go to page 113.
I mean, that's a very harsh word to use.
Freaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freak!
It's very old-timey, though.
Yeah. I mean, the book is... This book here is the first out of the Give Yourself Goosebumps, and there's like 12 of them or something.
Oh, wow. The book hates us no matter what we choose. I think so. And Calica thinks the book is sentient. No, I think it's like it's a clever marketing, like psychological marketing of what... Like, whenever we were picking a number between 1 and 7, 7 is the most common number that a person will pick between 1 and 10. So if you use that logic, then... I don't know. Maybe it's just clever marketing.
A lot of 11s.
11. Go to get toffee, apples, and candy floss. I agree. Run away. Let's go home. 11. If you decide to help the freaks, go to 11.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's all 11s.
We want to help.
Yeah. 11s have it, yeah.
We're going with 11?
I got friends on the other side.
If you two wanted to play a role-playing game called Dungeons and Dragons, DK actually plays a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Well,
I used to.
Used to, not as much anymore.
I played about 3 different games all at once, and then ran my own game, and they all just kind of stopped abruptly. Especially since I moved. So.
All right. They might help us leave. Let's die alone. We'll go 113
Jesus.
and 11. Okay, 11.
Yeah, we're going with 11.
We're going with 11. Let's go with 11 then. 11. You've decided to help the freaks. As you race along, you spot Brad and Patty. Listen, guys, you tell them, lowering your voice. We've got a problem. A big problem. You take a deep breath and tell them all about Madame Zeno and the blue card. So, you finish saying, somebody might need our help in the back of the freak show. What's a freak? Brad asked nervously. Remember the poster we saw when we came in? The one with the 3-headed man and the lady with the snake body, you remind him? Brad bites down on his lip. Are they really real? Sure they're real, Patty chimes in. I once saw a bearded lady at the circus. I don't know, Brad says. It sounds kind of creepy. Well, Madame Zeno said this was my fate. I'm going to help them, whatever they are. Are you guys in? You bet, Patty answers, her eyes shining with excitement. Okay, I'll go, Brad mumbles. Then let's hurry, you exclaim. Race to the back of the freak show on page 35. Ooh.
It's all happening.
Spooky. 5 minutes later, the three of you are sneaking down a dark alley. Brad is so frightened he's practically walking on top of you. The alley is littered with large cardboard boxes and overflowing rubbish bins, and it smells like dead fish. Hey, quit stepping on my shoe, you say to Brad. I'm not stepping on your shoe, he shoots back. I'm not anywhere near your stupid shoe. You glance down and nearly scream. Brad's right. He's not stepping on you, but about a dozen rats are. You shake your foot wildly. The rats scurry off. Brad catches sight of the rats and tries to bolt. You and Patty quickly pull him back. Hey, look, Patty says, pointing up ahead. A door. On the door you see a big sign that reads, Keep out. So, you go in. Go to page 13. 13. The room is dark, but all around you hear hushed moans. Help us. Help us. We're in prison, Patty says, and look at the prisoners. They're weird. Patty is right. As your eyes grow accustomed to the darkness, you see cell after cell. Each one holds a strange-looking prisoner. There's an enormous fat lady who's nearly bursting out of the bars, a giant, a dwarf, a young lady with boa constrictors wrapped around her waist, and a woman with a long black beard. We're the freaks, the snake lady says. Every night when the show ends, the master locks us up. The master? You mean Big Al is? You start to say. You must help us, the giant interrupts. Shh, the snake lady says. The master's coming. You mustn't be here. Go, that way. She points to a door down the hall. Escape through the door down the hall, go to page 48. Stay and talk to Big Al, go to page 62. Once again, escape through the door down the hall, go to page 48. Stay and talk to Big Al, go to page 62. No, not the dwarf.
He's coming to get your shins.
He's going to get your shins.
Okay.
Oh, lots of 48s.
Yeah.
That one doesn't kill us. The one that doesn't kill us. The master, where's Doctor Who?
Nice. I like it. Okay, Lego.
Let's confront Big Al. 62. Hell no. Page 62. Face Al.
Alright.
Dun 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 dun. Mm. DK's just counting, so give him about 5 minutes.
Excuse me?
You're excused.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, no.
What a Big Al is short for Big Allosaurus, and he rips us apart.
I don't know how to react to that.
It's a good.
Yeah, it's 48.
48. Let's go 48. Okay, so we're gonna run, escape through the door down the hall, go to page 48.
I'm gone. Ooh.
Come on, Patty cries. Come on. Then, without another word, she races off, and you and Brad dash after her. I hope Patty knows what she's doing, you think as you try to catch up, because right now, it doesn't look that way. Patty leads you through a maze of underground passageways. Then, just as you're about to yell, stop, she does, and you find yourself standing outside, in front of a barbed wire fence. Up ahead, you spot an opening. Let's go in, Patty says. The three of you creep through the fence and trudge through some tall, wet grass. You gaze around. It's far too dark to see, but you can hear perfectly, and the sounds that reach your ears make your skin crawl. Slithering. You definitely hear slithering. And hissing. You want to leave. You spin around, but you can't find the opening in the fence. You do see something else. A sign. Hurry to page 60. There's a sign, you call out to Patty and Brad. Let's see what it says. The three of you race through the wet grass. Your socks are drenched, and your trainers squeak as you run. But that's not the sound that's sending chills down your spine. It's the hissing. It's growing louder. I'm not sure I want to read that sign, you call out to Patty and Brad. I know what you mean, Patty shouts back. I have a feeling we're not going to like what it says. And you don't. You reach the sign and read it aloud. Reptile petting zoo? You ever heard of a reptile petting zoo? What kind of carnival is this anyway? This carnival is evil, Brad stammers. You're about to agree when you notice the grass in front of you is swaying. Something is slithering through it. Something big. And then it comes into view. Snake! Brad cries. You know you have to run. But which way? Left or right? If you run to the left, turn to page 125. If you run to the right, turn to page 12. Once again, if you run to the left, turn to page 125. And if you run to the right, turn to page 12. Cast your votes. Please don't take my shins. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Snake!
You've never seen that before, have you?
Seen what?
The badger.
No, I've seen that.
Yeah. Snake, it's a snake.
No, I was referencing like whenever you die in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, that's also a meme.
Y'all are serpentophobes. Is that a thing?
I am gonna assume that that having a phobia of snakes is a thing.
I don't know about this Patty chick. She's in on it, probably, yeah.
Okay, so we got. Ooh, it's very.
Oh, it's kind of split.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, left or right? Left, too many Tories on the right. Wow. Way to make it there. Run forward in T pose, assert dominance. This isn't Area 51, alright? We're at the carnival.
Right is which one?
Right is page 12.
12 has it.
You should have got some paper and pen for this, right?
Yeah, I probably I don't care which way.
Just run.
Run forward in T pose, assert dominance. Jeez.
So we're going right?
Yeah, we're going right.
We're going right. Let's go page 12. You run to the right. Follow me, you cry out to Patty and Brad. You run faster than you've ever run in your life. Your sides ache, but you keep on going. When your chest feels as if it's about to burst, you finally stop and hear a crash behind you. Then, at both sides of you, then in front of you, trapping you. Welcome to the Reptiles Petting Zoo. A deep voice echoes through the darkness. Reptiles Petting Zoo? You thought the sign said Reptile Petting Zoo. Our alligator has been so lonely, the deep voice continues, waiting and waiting for his new pets to arrive. And here you are. Finally. The end.
Oh, damn. Also, RT, there's ophidiophobia, which is the irrational fear of snakes. Not that there's a rational fear of snakes, but I always think it's funny because it's always irrational fears, even though they're snakes. But yeah, so there you go. You learned something today.
There we go. I didn't know that. Not the danger noodles. Oh no, I used an emoji. Ruby, what did I tell you?
So we obviously have a choice again of will we roll back or start again?
Yep. Do we want to go back and run to the left, or do we want to start all over again?
Alright, there's an easy way to do this.
Knowing that we can't go home. That's not an option.
I think the best way to do it is just type in either roll back or restart.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes it a lot easier to keep track.
Also, yes, can we get F's in chats? This is our 3rd death so far.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Do. We got one for roll back. Go back and go left. Go left. Left.
Yeah, it's...
Reptile's petting zoo seems to... Wow.
Okay.
Okay, go back into the left.
Yeah, I think everyone's just going to go roll back.
Okay, do we remember what page it was on?
I can find out what the other option was.
Oh, yeah.
The other option was 125.
125.
We went with 12. There was more 12s than 125s.
125. Okay.
So we're going to go
Da-da-da-da-da. Alright. This way, you wave to Patty and Brad. The 3 of you turn to the left and keep running, straight into a pond. Why didn't you tell us to stop, Patty whines. Don't complain to me, you shout back. We followed you through the fence. You turn around and slog your way back to shore. Patty and Brad make it there first. You're a few feet away when you see it. An alligator, with its mouth gaping open, revealing 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth. You freeze. Patty spots the alligator and yells, "Quick, there's a log, jump on it." You scramble up on the log, but it's no use. You're still an easy target. The alligator opens its huge mouth even wider. He slithers right up to the log, and you can tell he's ready to crunch down on you. Don't scream yet. Turn to page 43. 43. You're about to scream. It seems like the only sensible thing to do. And then you remember the sign. Reptile Petting Zoo. You have an idea. It's a crazy idea, you know. But everything in this carnival is crazy. You can feel the alligator's hot breath on your arm. But instead of pulling your arm back, you stretch it out. "What are you doing?" Patty screams. Your fingers reach out over the alligator's open snout to the top of his head, and you pet him. "Nice alligator," you purr as you stroke his scaly head. Your arm trembles, but you don't stop, and slowly, very slowly, the creature's mouth begins to shut. Then he rolls over and falls asleep. You slip quietly off the log, charge for the shore, and plow right into Big Al. "Well, well, well, look who we have here," Big Al sings out. "Come with me. It's time for the final challenge." Ooh. You have no choice. Follow Big Al to page 84. Oh, damn. Are we getting somewhere?
Ruby called it. Said, is it an alligator or an allosaurus?
I like it. Big Al shoves you and your friends into this huge red tent. It seems to be set up for some kind of show. Red carpeted steps lead up to a platform, which sits under a golden arch. The arch twinkles with 1,000 coloured lights that spell out, "Final Challenge!" Trumpets blast as people flood into the viewing area. As they march in, they clap their hands and yell, "Final! Final!" Big Al leads you up to the carpeted steps. You're standing on the platform now, in front of a shimmering curtain that hangs down from the arch. The crowd begins to chant, "Sudden death! Sudden death!" "What do you think that means?" Patty asks. You're going to find out on page 123. go. 123. The final challenge, Big Al announces, and the crowd goes wild. Then he turns to you and says, remember, the fun games are over. Now you're playing for your life. You go first, Big Al says to you. You see Brad and Paddy taken off to the side by a huge man in a black hood. Two red-haired dwarves in clown costumes scurry up the steps. To your surprise, they fit you with the new high-top trainers with metal studs running up the back. This is going to be some kind of race, you think, but then you change your mind when they snap a heavy metal helmet on your head. The crowd's cheers grow louder. Big Al throws a switch. The curtain behind you parts and whammo! The wall behind the curtain turns into a super magnet. You go zinging to the wall like a dart to a bullseye. Zing back to page 25. 25. Staying alive, hopefully. Seconds later, your head and the back of your feet slam into the wall. You're hanging upside down in the middle of a gigantic magnetic wheel. Are you ready for the final challenge? Big Al asks. Of course not, you say. Let me down. We'll let you down, but not until you face the final challenge. One spin will decide your fate. If you win, you go. If you lose, you stay here forever. Will that be your fate? Big Al approaches the wheel. Brad and Paddy are holding on to each other. Your heart is pounding. Your hands are sweating. This is it. One spin. He gives the wheel with you on it. A hard turn. Where will it stop? Guess. On page 44? On page 74? On page 124? Once again, the choices are page 44, page 74, or page 124. Cast your votes. I don't have anything here. 74, lots of 74s. 44, because 4 is my lucky number. Ooh. 74. 44. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 44s. 3, 4. I think we've got more 44s. Spoop intensifies.
I would expect us to choose 7. Oh, it's actually really close.
What have we got?
Oh. Right, we have 3 for 124.
Right.
7 for 74. 8 for 44.
Oh, that was so close.
Oh, 9 for 44 now.
9 for 44? So we're going to 44?
Yeah, we're going to 44.
Page
Very close, though.
44.
I took your advice and took out a notepad.
You're spinning round and round. Everything is a blur. You can't see, but you hear the crowd chanting, "Final, final, final." And then the wheel stops. A huge gasp from the audience. Did you win or lose? Neither. You stopped on spin again. Go back to page 25 and spin again. Alright, back to page 25. So I guess... Oh, hold on. 25. 74 or 124? Is DK knocking the table again? Probably.
No. I'm not. Can't prove it.
It's either DK or it's Marcus. Marcus jumped from the sofa to his bed on my desk, so it could have been that as well.
We scored.
Well, we didn't die, so it's 50-50 now. Oh, looks very much like 74.
Yeah, it's 74.
74.
127 because no 7.
124 because no 7s. 74.
Yeah, 74.
You sure? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. 74 then. Let's see. 74.
For God's sake, great Celestial Gamer, stop changing your mind.
74. Round and round you go. The world is a blur of colours. You can hear the crowd screaming, "Final! Final!" And the wheel stops. Ah, the crowd gasps. What does it mean? You win, Big Al says. Now come this way to collect your prize and go home. Turn to page 131. Oh, guys. We're gonna go home to our mom. 131. Sucker. You didn't really think you could get out of this easily, did you? Check out the title of this book, Escape from the Carnival of Horrors. Horrors. You need to face a lot more horrors, and then maybe you'll escape. Quick, turn to page 116. Oh, damn. Okay.
That's pretty rough.
That's rough. Zap. Big Al throws a switch and the magnet shuts off. You come flying down to Earth, right where Brad and Patty are waiting. I've played your stupid game. Now let us go, you tell Big Al. Big Al doesn't answer, but the crowd does. Sudden death, sudden death, sudden death. The crowd surges towards you. They're not friendly. They back you up against a wall. You're trapped. Trapped by a mob. You reach into your pocket, hoping to find something that might help you. Something to save you. If you've won a can of Monster Blood, go to page 97. If you don't have the Monster Blood, run to page 27. If you've won a can of Monster Blood, go to page 97. If you don't have the Monster Blood, run to page 27. So I think we don't have that. I'm assuming that's some sort of side stall thing.
What do you mean?
We don't have the Monster Blood?
No, we don't have the monster. We did not pick up the monster.
So we have to go to 27 anyway?
We have to go to 27.
Let's go to 27. 27. Alright. The crowd is closing in. Your pockets are empty. You have nothing to defend yourself with, so you run. You spot a crack in the wall next to the wheel. It's small. Too small for an adult to squeeze through, but you can probably make it. Follow me, you yell out to Patty and Brad as you squeeze through the opening. It leads to a backstage area, and then to the flap of another tent. You can hear the crowd behind you, trying to follow you through the crack. Come on, we can slip under this tent, you say. For once, no one argues with you. The three of you duck in and find yourself surrounded by another crowd. They are all seated in chairs, and they don't move. They just stare at you with glassy eyes. Turn to page 55. Where's this going? 55.
So just while you're going to the next page, just give me an eye in chat if you know Goosebumps in general, like if you're a fan of Goosebumps and know any of the characters, recurring characters in that, just to see. For any, just for reference.
Okay. Okay, page 55. They're dummies, that's why they don't move. They've got to be here somewhere. You hear Big Al's voice boom outside the tent. Hey, this dummy looks just like the one in that Goosebumps book, Patty says. You mean Night of the Living Dummy? Brad asks. Great, you think. Your friends are chatting about books minutes before you're about to be attacked by a mob. Then you get an idea. Remember those magic words that brought the dummy to life in that book? You ask your friends. Maybe we can bring this guy to life and he'll help us. He was pretty tough. Your friends agree. It's worth a try. Okay, this is a weird one, so bear with me. If you think the words are Karu Mari Odana Lama Molyneux Karano, go to page 69. I think that's probably going to be a popular choice regardless. If you think the words are Upa Lupa Dummy Dupa, go to page 82. Once again, if you think the words are Karu Mari Odana Lama Molyneux Karano, go to page 69. If you think the words are Upa Lupa Dummy Dupa, go to page 82.
This is why I'm asking, because it's
referencing other books, yeah.
It's referencing... That's Mr. Slappy.
Okay.
Who is... Give it a quick Google.
No.
Actually, I'll look it up. While everyone's voting.
I had a few of old Goosebumps when I was learning English and used to watch the show. Oh, I know him. Yeah. The dwarf will take your shins, but the dummy will take your face.
There you go.
Oh, we're at a tie so far. Nope, 69.
Yeah.
I was too old when the series started. I don't think that's true.
Oh.
Ask Ruby, 69.
69's taking it.
Yeah. Sorry I haven't been watching your videos recently. I've been busy. It's alright, Poseidon. It happens. Don't worry. They're still there whenever you get back. There's over 200 of them now.
Ooh, 69's pulling away.
Is
People
it?
Are people are liking a bit of 69. 82? What?
You cam yourself. 69, 69.
Yeah.
We're going 69. Alright.
Everyone wants 69.
Karu Mario Donna Lama Molyneux Karano. 69. Page 82. It's less embarrassing. Alright. Karu Mari Odana Lama Molyneux Karano. You say the magic words and the dummy comes to life. He opens his mouth and speaks. Hey, you. Your face reminds me of a wart I once had removed. Come on, you plead. We're the ones who brought you back to life. Aren't you going to be nice to us? We need your help. I'm sorry, the dummy says. I'm sorry you're so ugly. Then he laughs at his own lame joke. You stare at him and his face grows serious. You brought me to life, he says slowly. But now you are my slaves. Forever. Until the end.
Ta-da!
There's also something at the bottom of the page. Wait, this isn't the way this is supposed to end. Quick, you have one last chance. If the fortune teller told you a secret number, go to that page now. But we didn't. We just got the blue card from the fortune teller.
Yeah, we didn't get a number.
Oh, so that's what, our 5th death?
Yeah.
God damn. F in chat. 5 Fs. F5 in chat. No, wait, that quick.
No. Do not F5 in chat.
Press the F5.
And certainly do not Alt F5 in chat.
No, don't Alt F5. Thank you for stopping in, Great Celestial Gamer. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you do come back. I mean, that's ending like 6 or something. Like, there's 20 endings to this book.
I think there's more than that.
It says 20 on the back.
Feels like there's more. Maybe it's just because all the different paths intertwine.
So are we doing another rollback or are we restarting?
That is a good question. So.
Everybody click F5 and up button. Please don't do that. It's funny, but don't do that. Another vote, rollback, or restart?
Yeah, okay, so there's 22 bad endings, 1 ambiguous ending, and 2 good endings.
Wow. And so far we've just died.
We died 5 or 6 times?
5 times. I think we've died 5 times. Yeah, 5 times now.
Alright, so we've got... Alright, I'll roll back, restart.
Restart and confront Big Al. I need to know if I was right.
We've got 2 restarts so far.
2 restarts so far. Keep voting. What do you want to do?
3 restarts. We're looking at restarts.
Yeah, we're looking at restarting. Okay. Yep.
What does Alt F5 do? It shuts down your computer.
It doesn't shut down. It closes the windows, so you'll exit the stream.
Oh no! What's the auto power? There's a different one for auto power. Roll back down. We're back in the river.
Okay.
Rolling on a river.
Stop banging the desk. My God, I can
didn't
see you shaking my monitor and the mic.
I literally did not.
You did.
I did not.
You
move.
did.
I literally did this.
We're gonna have a domestic on stream. I tell you.
I did this.
Well, stop doing that then. Okay, restart. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because this is the 3rd time restarting, I'm probably gonna do it as fast as I can. I was about to walk to McDonald's for a McChicken when this started, and I'm starving. What? Take me with you. Get me one, please. I'm starving too. Alright, we're restarting. What do you want to do? I don't know, Patty. What do you want to do? Not fair, Brad. I asked you first. Patty and Brad, your 2 best friends, arguing as usual. It's the last week of August, and Patty and Brad haven't stopped fighting since your summer holiday started. Patty likes being bossy. You don't mind, though. It's no big deal. It's hard to win a fight with her anyway. You don't know why Brad even tries. You guess it's because he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of a girl. There's nothing to do. I guess I'll just go home, Brad says. He shoves his hands in his pockets, then his shoulders slump and he sort of shrivels up. You guess Brad is a bit of a wimp, even if he is your best friend. You're so boring, Brad, Patty complains. Whenever Patty complains, her freckles really pop out. Now there's about 1 million of them spread across her face. Hey, I know what we should do, Patty suddenly bursts out. Go to page 2. Let's bike over to Bennett's Field and watch them set up the carnival. See, it was her idea all along. I don't know, you answer. It's getting dark, and Mum and I have to be in bed by 9. It's only a quick bike ride, Brad says. Are you some kind of wimp? Brad calling you a wimp? You can't believe it. Okay, you agree. But if it's as bad as last year, there won't be much to see. Don't you remember the main attraction? You remind them. The ride they call the Terror Track? It turned out to be a baby choo-choo train that circled round and round and round. It doesn't matter what you say. Patty's made up her mind. You're going to ride over to the carnival. A hot, humid breeze blows in your face as you paddle along. Patty's in the lead. No surprise. And Brad's puffing behind you. It's dark by the time you reach Bennett's Field. You and your friends drop your bike in the grass and race across the moonlit field towards the huge wooden fence that surrounds the carnival. To take a closer look, turn to page 3. As you reach the carnival entrance, you hear music coming from inside. Not the usual corny organ stuff they always play, but some really strange music. It sounds familiar and totally new at the same time. Brad stretches his neck to try and peer over the fence, but no luck. The fence is far too high. Patty jiggles the padlock on the door. It's sealed shut. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow night when the carnival opens, Brad says. No way, Patty says. Let's climb the fence now. Are you crazy, Brad says. We'll get caught. Come on, there's probably no one in there, Patty replies. Your friends turn to you to cast the deciding vote. You glance at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. If you're going to get home in time, you should start back now. What are you going to do? If you decide to go home, turn to page 10. If you climb the fence to get inside, turn to page 6.
I think obviously
we should just skip to page 6, right?
Yeah.
Because we might as well. We know that ending. Yeah, we can't go home. That's not an option. We're not allowed. Let's do it, you say to your friends. Let's climb the fence. Patty is halfway up before you finish speaking. You let Brad go next and you're last. It's a hard climb up. There's really no place on the fence to get a good grip, but you make it to the top, swing your legs over and tumble down. You land on the grass. You're inside. You and your friends gaze around. It's pretty dark. The only light comes from torches. At first the carnival looks the same as it always does. Dinky rides, hot dog wagons, then the lights start to flicker on in every corner of the field. The rides start to move. It's as if the whole place is magically coming to life. Hey, look at that giant roller coaster, you exclaim, pointing up ahead. They never had a roller coaster before. Yeah, Brad agrees, and the whole place is a lot bigger than last year. This is awesome, Patty says as she sprints towards the rides. Race over to page 7. You and Brad take off after Patty. You all stop in front of the roller coaster. Wow, Patty says as she gazes up at it. It's like a rocket to outer space. Beyond the roller coaster, you spy a castle surrounded by a moat and a spooky-looking haunted house sitting high atop a hill. These are the coolest rides I've ever seen, you say. They still have that stupid choo-choo train over there, you point out, but we could ride this stuff all night and never go near it. Patty grabs your arm and tugs you over to the side. Patty grabs your arm and tugs you over to the other side of the carnival, to the side stalls. Brad races after you. Hey, where are all those dinky wooden boots from last year? You ask as you gawk at the amazing games of chance. They're gone, and in their place are giant video games and huge spinning wheels studded with hundreds of blinking coloured lights. Get a load of that, Brad suddenly cries out. You and Patty spin around. You can't believe what you see. Be more amazed on page 87. Back we go to 87.
He says that he wants to see Patty ripped apart by an Allosaurus. Apparently that's the good ending.
That is the good ending. You're staring at a sign that reads World's Freakiest Freak Show. The three of you gape at the pictures. There's the three-headed man with the ugliest collection of faces you've ever seen, and the snake lady, a young blonde girl with beautiful face and the body of a slithering snake. This is, you start to say, but you don't finish, because a large hand has come down on your shoulder, hard. You slowly turn and gaze up at the huge man with shoulders wider than a refrigerator. He has coal-black eyes with a thick moustache to match. He looks strong enough, and mean enough, to throw you over the fence with one hand. What are you doing? His deep voice booms. You're not allowed in here, he says, pointing directly at you. We're sorry, you say, hoping you appear sorry and not just scared. We wanted to look around, that's all, but we'll leave, right now. His eyes stare into yours. He clamps both hands down on your shoulders and says, You're not going anywhere. Uh-oh, back to page 4. Back to page 4. What do you mean? Brad asks, trembling all over. I've just had an idea. A great idea, the man replies. I want you kids to stay and try out the rides before the grand opening tomorrow. Patty's eyes open wide. Cool, she says. Are you sure it's alright with the owner, you ask? I'm Big Al, the manager, and what I say around here goes. Big Al digs around in his check jacket and pulls out 3 maps. He hands one to each of you. Study them carefully, he says. If you have any questions, ask them now. Your eyes fall upon the map. You have a question, but when you gaze up, Big Al is gone. He's vanished. A whole carnival to ourselves, Patty exclaims. Where should we start? You stare down at your map once again. You notice that the carnival is split in half. On one side are the rides, tons of them. On the other side are the side stalls, packed with games of chance and the freak show. What will you try first? To go on the rides, turn to page 34. To check out the side stalls, turn to page 77. Once again, to go on the rides, turn to page 34, and to check on the side stalls, go to page 77. Huh? Gotta pay attention.
It's such a long domain.
Do you think he saw us? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a good one. 34. Want to go back on the ride? 77. Patty is a phony, I agree. Well, I think that's where the book's going. 77, please, let's confront Big Al.
4, 5, 6.
77 for the monster blood, yeah. Seems like it's something we might need. Let's confront Big Al, 77. DK, how's the math looking?
It's very tied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 7 for 34. 8 for 34.
34?
Oh, whatever you iterate this back.
74, we're gonna die anyway. Might as well get it over with.
Yeah, 34 has it.
34 has it?
Yeah, but it's very close. But
Let's go back on the rides. We might encounter the dwarf again. 34. Let's go on the rides first, you say. That roller coaster looked awesome. Okay, Patty agrees. Over this way. She yells as she charges over to it. When you reach the rides, you can only stare in amazement. These are the most fantastic rides you've ever seen. The towering roller coaster, the soaring speedboats, the twisty slides, everyone is in motion, whizzing, whirling, doing lip-to-lips, and they're all empty. No riders, no people in line. Cool, Pat exclaims. We have the whole place to ourselves. Brad's face turns a little green as his gaze swings from the supersonic space coaster to the doom slide. Do you think they have rides that don't go upside down? He asks. Come on, let's check out the coaster, Patty calls to you and Brad. Then they run off to its starting gate. You stop and crane your neck to gaze up at the coaster's first hill, and you gasp. Quick, go to page 47. 47. The tracks stretch up so high that they seem to touch the clouds. Your gaze follows one of the cars speeding around a sharp curve. It looks like a space shuttle. You notice that it has a safety harness that locks over your body. You've seen those before. They keep you in when the ride turns upside down. You don't want to admit it. You didn't want to admit it before, but like Brad, riding upside down is not your favourite thing. Still, the coaster does look amazing. One part enters a tunnel, and you can see that the cars go fast, really fast. You're just about to walk through the space coaster gate when you hear spooky organ music coming from behind you. You turn around. Looming in the distance is a dark and creepy haunted house. You gaze down at your map. It's called the Little House of Horrors. You love haunted houses, and this one looks really scary. Now you're not sure what to do. You won't have time for everything. The coaster or the haunted house? Decide now. If you decide to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster, get on board on page 26. If you want to go to the House of Horrors alone, go to page 64. Once again, if you decide to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster, get on board at page 26. If you want to go to the House of Horrors alone, go to page 64.
I'm right thinking last time we did the...
Last time we went on the space coaster and met the dwarf?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we haven't done... We haven't done the other one.
We haven't done the haunted house. We don't know what happens there. Our shins are going to be taken.
We've already got 3 for 64.
Wow. Haunted
all
house.
64s.
64. I don't care, whatever is furthest away from the dwarf.
Looks like we're ditching them.
Yeah, we're ditching our friends.
They go home again.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that we're going to ditch them anyway because we end up alone, so...
Yeah.
Let's go to the House of Horrors, then. Jaws theme.
Little House of Horrors.
It's not called Little House of Horrors, it's called House of Horrors. No, I'm sorry, I apologize, it's called Little House of Horrors.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's called Little House of Horrors.
Oh, spoilers! Alright, here we go. See, it actually says The House of Horrors.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's weird, okay. The House of Horrors, you have to see it, you just have to. I'll catch up with you guys later, you called to Patty and Brad. I'm going to check out the haunted house. You glance down at your map for directions. The rickety wooden bridge over to your left appears to lead straight there. As you start across the bridge, the wooden planks creak under your feet. Then the bridge begins to sway. You look down. A long way down. The bridge spans a deep, rocky gorge. Gulping, you grab the handrail. You move slowly. A strong wind blows up from the canyon below. The bridge is swaying wildly now, tossing from side to side. A massive spear of lightning splits the sky. Thunder rumbles so loudly you jump and lose your balance. Help! You scream as you tumble right over the side and plunge towards the jagged rocks below. How can you save yourself? Make a grab for the side of the bridge. Turn to page 46. Flap your arms and try to fly. Turn to page 30. Once again, how can you save yourself? Make a grab for the side of the bridge. Turn to page 46. Flap your arms and try to fly. Turn to page 30. Little House of Horrors, you mean small things like dwarves? The dwarf is on the roller coaster. Let's find the dwarf again.
Alright, so
We've got 130 and 146 so far. I think there is a massive delay between like my voice and like chat and stuff like that, so I do apologize. Oh, 46s.
Well, a good example is...
30 just because I want to know how it turns out.
Jam Dragon 30, it's easy, trust me. Jack Creed's 30. These are, I'm reading them as they're coming up.
Yeah. No, there is a delay, we know that. 30, I don't see how this wouldn't work. Yeah, I suppose you never know. What's the count, DK?
It's looking closer to 30. Ooh, 46 is pulling back though.
Get your notebook out. 30, let's defy gravity. Let's see if we have magic powers. Hope Patty is okay, but her sins are her own to do with as she pleases. I don't hope she's okay. I don't like her. She got us into this mess. We've died 5 times.
Yeah, no, it's we're going for 30.
We're going for 30?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is, but there's actually a lot of 30s.
Oh my
There's
god.
an extra like 3 or 4 30s now. 46 and 30.
And you're not counting duplicates, right?
No.
Alright. We're going for 30. Flap your arms and try to fly. Here we go. Let's see how this turns out. You're falling. Falling. You can't think of anything else to do, so you start flapping your arms like a bird. At that moment, a huge gust of air shoots up from under you and blows you back under the bridge. Good call. Breathing hard, you run the rest of the way across the rickety span. When you reach the safety of the other side, you glance back and gasp. The bridge and the side stalls beyond it have vanished. Only a black void remains. Wow, awesome special effects, you cry out loud. But was your fall part of the special effects too? It didn't feel like it. You spin around to face the House of Horrors. Up close, it appears really, really creepy. Cobwebs drip down from its roof and an eerie yellow light glows inside. Cool. Next to the house you spot a sign that reads, Boat Trip to Nowhere. There are amazing speedboats that you can drive yourself. Which should you try first? Want to try the Boat Trip to Nowhere? Go to page 88. Ready for the House of Horrors? Go to page 66. Once again, want to try the Boat Trip to Nowhere? Go to page 88. Ready for the House of Horrors? Go to page 66. I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky.
Think about it every now and then.
Spread my wings and fly away. We apologize.
Also, we did.
It's mainly 66. It's like
Yeah, 66.
getting a little solo here. Why go to 88 when we're already there?
88 because dwarves can't swim and neither can dinosaurs.
Am I gonna? It's looking like 66.
Yeah.
I'll give it another minute, I'd say.
Give it a couple. Yeah, we'll give it like 30 seconds more.
Yeah, because
Just to catch up. Yeah. We're delayed, so we'll 66. 1066 Battle of Hastings.
Burton says he likes to sing.
Oh. Well, there you go.
That little musical number was Da Bomb.
It was the bone.
Cherry Bomb.
Don't get him started. He will sing all night.
'Cause I wanna rock and roll all night.
I go to Little House of Horrors every day.
Running with Space Jam. Oh, so good.
Wow. $66?
Yeah, no, it's 66. We got
66. All right, let's go. 66. Okay. You start up the brick path to the House of Horrors. Suddenly, someone sneaks up behind you and taps you on the shoulder. You spin around and jump back. Standing in front of you is a bony skeleton, and it talks. Don't go in there, the skeleton says, or you'll end up like me. You stare in terror at the hideous creature, then you burst out laughing. Wow, you guys really want to make this haunted house totally creepy. This is going to be great, you say. You're still chuckling as you push open the giant oak door to the House of Horrors. It swings back with a long, loud creak. You step inside and find yourself in a narrow hallway. The door slams shut behind you, and the hall turns darker than a starless night. I can't even see my hands, you exclaim. You stumble ahead slowly, pressing your palms against the walls to guide you. When will this tunnel end? Look for a way out on page 80. Let's see. You turn a corner and are instantly blinded by glaring lights. You're standing in a room of mirrors. Walls, floor, ceiling, all mirrors. Everywhere you gaze, you're met with reflections of yourself. You take a few steps forward and crack! You hit your head on solid glass. You move one step to the left, and a dozen copies of you move in that direction. Totally dizzy, you close your eyes. Maybe you can find the exit with your hands. Keeping your eyes shut, you walk until your palms hit against another glass wall. Then you hear a voice. Come this way. Over here, it calls. You walk towards the voice. Crack! A solid wall again. Finally, your hands find an open doorway. It leads to a mirrored hallway that goes left and right. Which way will you go? If you decide to turn right, go to page 29. If you decide to turn left, go to page 118. Once again, if you decide to turn right, go to page 29. And if you decide to turn left, go to page 118. The skeleton is skinny AF. Doctors hate him. The secret to being skinny is in the house. Go in. Doctors hate this skeleton. We made he'll take our shins a meme. Ruby, is that your head thwacking?
29.
29. Here we go. 118s.
Oh, wow. 118 is in the lead.
Yeah.
Where's my 29s at?
Go left.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Come back.
Oh. It didn't turn out right, so 118. 118. Oh, 118 looks like it's in the lead.
Oh, it's miles ahead.
Yeah, yeah. We'll give it 30 more seconds.
Yeah.
Just to catch up with us. Get another 118.
There's like 5 in the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a new haircut.
118 contains 29 multiple times, so it's better. More bang for your buck, I guess. Never wanted a buzz cut, but here I am.
So the thing you were missing was that when we were laughing at his jokes, he was saying that he was floating higher and higher, and he was hitting the ceiling fan.
Yeah, no, I seen that.
Yeah, 118.
118, okay, let's go. 118. We're going left. Go left.
Far left.
Don't say that on my stream.
It's really bad.
You turn left. Somewhere ahead of you, you hear laughter. Is somebody there? You call out. Silence. You stare at your reflections in the mirrored hall. Am I trapped, you wonder? Am I in real danger, or is this all a big, scary joke? Your heart begins to race. You inch forward a few more steps, moving towards the laughter, slowly. Over here, a voice calls again, but now the voice seems to be coming from behind you. Turn to page 36. Help. Oh god. 36. You turn back and head in the other direction. Your reflections bounce off the walls at crazy angles. Are you walking straight or have you rounded a corner? There's no way to tell. Yet this time you're sure you're going the right way. Over here, a voice calls. Turn left again. Turn left again? Now you're really confused. If you turn left again, will you finally escape? Turn to page 118. Help. You turn left. Wait, what? We're stuck? I think we're stuck. Oh my god, hold on.
What have you done?
I think, no, we're stuck because... Am I trapped, you wonder? Am I in real danger, or is this all a big scary joke? Your heart begins to race. You inch forward a few more steps, moving towards the laughter slowly. Over here, a voice calls again, but now the voice seems to be coming from behind you. Turn to page 36. And then 36. Over here, a voice calls, turn left again. Turn left again. Now you're really confused. If you turn left again, will you finally escape? Turn to page 118. And it's the same page. So...
Yeah. So what does that mean?
What do you mean? We have to go back to the previous one and turn right?
The whole point is that you're in a never-ending loop.
Yeah.
So it's not an ending.
It's kind of an ending. I think we're going to starve to death.
Yeah, but the whole point is that it's one of the endings is the fact that you're just stuck there indefinitely.
Oh.
But it's very cleverly done.
That is very cleverly done.
It's one of my favorite endings. And one of my favorite types of endings for those kind of adventure books.
So should we go back and go right, or do we restart again? It's up to the chat.
Yeah, it is.
Up to the chat. Also, that's 6 Fs in chat now, please.
Pardon?
6 Fs in chat.
7?
6.
Is it 6? I think we're on 7.
No, we're on 6.
If anyone's keeping track, let us know.
It's 6 Fs. I'm pretty sure. Do we go right, or do we go back to the start?
That's a lot of rerolls.
Yeah.
People don't want to go through the whole beginning again. It's okay going through the whole beginning once or twice.
Yeah, we don't have to go back to the very, very beginning. We can go back to the choice of whether to go on the roller coasters or go on the side stalls. Like, we know who Patty and Brad is at this point.
No, I think everyone just wants to go back.
We're going back. Okay, what page number is that?
The other page.
Please, kind sir.
29.
29. Okay. So we're going right. Excuse me. You stumble down the corridor to your right. As you peer from side to side, you're met with hundreds of images of you, and you look pretty baffled and scared. Hey, I could use some help, you call out. Silence. You pound your fist against the wall. The wall starts to move. Just a couple of centimeters. A couple of centimeters closer to you. You take a step back, but the wall behind you is moving too. The walls are moving together. They're closing in on you. You're going to be crushed. Squeeze over to page 65. The walls are closing in faster now. You throw your arms out and try to push them away, but it's hopeless. You're going to be crushed like an insect. You suck in a deep breath. It could be the last breath you take. The floor opens beneath your feet. You drop down. Down, down, down. A long, agonizing scream escapes from your throat as you tumble through space. Will you ever hit bottom? Incoming player! You hear a commanding voice shout. Stations, everybody! A layer of webbing catches you like one of those nets trapeze... Wait, hold on. A layer of webbing catches you like one of those nets trapeze artists use. Gasping, unable to understand what's happening, you bounce up and down. Bounce to page 31. 31. You snap your head around to the right, where you hear footsteps coming towards you. You're facing a short man with wrinkly skin and bloodshot eyes. His bushy black hair resembles a scarring pad, and from the looks of it, it probably feels like one too. His evil expression makes you cringe, but he's nothing compared to the things behind him. 2 7-foot-tall monsters. One has blue horns and bulging red eyes. The other has scaly skin and an alligator snout that snaps open and closed as he eyes you. The trio all wear lab coats, and from the eager way they're looking at you, you realise that you are the lab rat. You struggle to escape from the net, but you're trapped in the webbing, like a fly in a spider's web. Welcome to my humble laboratory, the short man says. I am Dr. Frankenstone, the mastermind who created the Carnival of Horrors. The Carnival of Horrors? You don't like the sound of that. Go to page 89. Dr. Stone extends a long bony hand to pull you from the net. When you peer into his face, his eyes roll up into his head. "Pleased to meet you," he rumbles. Did he say pleased to meet you or pleased to eat you? You're not sure, and you don't want to hang around to find out. I've got to get out of here, you think. As the doctor lowers his hand a bit more, you wriggle your right foot free of the netting. If you give him one hard kick in the stomach, maybe you can make a run for the door. But what about the monsters? Can you dodge them? You change your mind. I'll wait. Play it cool, until at least one of these beasts leave the room, you say to yourself. Then you change your mind again. No, I'd better make my escape now. The doctor looms centimetres away, and you're still not sure what to do. You'd better decide fast. Try to kick the doctor and run. Turn to page 79. Wait until one of the monsters leaves, and the odds are better than 3 against 1. Turn to page 51. Once again, try to kick the doctor and run. Turn to page 79. Wait until one of the monsters leaves, and the odds are better than 3 against 1. Turn to page 51. Who's a bodybuilder?
A lot of 51s already.
$79, you can't have your fabulously skinny body.
A lot of 51s.
Yeah, 51 seems to be winning.
Work smarter, not faster. Yeah, we're gonna be in for the 30 seconds, but it looks like it's gonna be 51.
$51, definitely. Okay. 51 it is. We're gonna wait it out. You can't take on both monsters, so you decide to wait until one of them leaves the room. You grab hold of Dr. Stone's hand. He's a lot stronger than he looks. With one small tug, he pulls you free of the web. Then he turns to the monsters. "Okay," he barks. "Adjust the net. It's time to practice spiking." Spiking? What does he mean by that? The monsters leap up. They rub their hands together in evil delight. Then they untie the net and head to the back of the room, where 2 huge poles rest on the floor. You close your eyes and hope that when you open them, you'll see that this was all a dream. A really bad dream. But when you open your eyes, you know it's not a dream. No, it's a volleyball game. The net has been tied to the poles, and guess what position you play? That's right, you're the ball. Watch out for those 2-handed spikes. They can be pretty painful. The end. That's number 7, guys.
It's such a weird one as well.
That is a pretty strange one, yeah. So again, the choices there. We can roll back and kick the doctor, or we can restart and go down a completely different path.
I mean, it's I don't know. It's weird. It's one of the not as good endings.
Yeah, it's a bit anticlimactic. I mean, a volleyball game, that's pretty out there. Final Fantasy 7.
What? F times 7?
F7.
F7. Oh god, okay. This weird thing is happening now. Coming up with spam.
No, it's fine. Reroll. Run away. Kick him. Kick him in the place it hurts. Yeah, a lot of rerolls.
It's just rerolls.
Yeah?
That's all it is.
Alright. What was the page?
We're going back to 79.
Let's go for a little walk. Alright. Here we go. The doctor leans over. He's so close now, his sour breath fills your nostrils, then his fingertips brush your hand, and pow! Your foot flies into his stomach, a direct hit. But nothing happens. He doesn't scream. He doesn't even moan. In fact, he doesn't seem to notice at all. He simply smiles at you. Now you're scared. Really scared. But you know you have to do whatever it takes to get out of there. You have to find your friends and escape this carnival of horrors. You gather up every ounce of courage and strength you have and kick him once more. Harder. And this time something does happen. Big time. Turn to page 67 to find out what. Thrumph. Your foot plies into the doctor's stomach again, but this time it smashes right through it and hits solid steel. The crunch of metal echoes in the room, along with the doctor's screams. He wails like a siren. You gaze into the gaping hole made by your trainer. Thousands of circuits and wires burn and crackle inside it. The doctor is a robot. Well, an ex-robot now. Your kick totally destroyed him. That's the good news. The bad news is heading towards you. It's the monster with the blue horns and red bulging eyes. You scramble out of the net and dash towards the door, but the monster is too quick for you. His tentacle arms shoot out and snatch you. Giant suckers at the end of his wrist circle your throat. You gasp for air as the monster pins you against the wall. Can you free yourself from his oozing grasp? Try on page 91.
Picking up, man.
It is, eh? The red-eyed beast leans against you now, pressing you hard against the wall. The monster moves his face closer to yours. The jagged horns at the top of his head nick your cheeks. You can't bear it anymore. You bring your hand up with all your might and shove his head away from yours. As you watch in horror, the monster's head rolls off its neck. The head tumbles to the floor and lands at your feet. The eyes glance up at you, and you notice his hideous lips moving. That hurt, the head says. That really hurt. He never finishes. You've destroyed another robot. Almost out of here, you whisper to yourself. Now all you have to do is slip by the crusty alligator snout creature guarding the door. You robots aren't so tough, you say to him with fake bravery. Oh really? The scaly beast croaks. Well, maybe not. But what makes you think that I am a robot? Turn to page 122. The creature slides one step towards you, and with a burning stare says, I'm not a robot. I'm not going to shut down, so don't bother with any of your silly human tricks. You stare at him. You study him hard. Is he lying? Is he a robot like the other two? Or could he be a lot more dangerous? Your knees begin to tremble when you think about never going home, never seeing your family and friends ever again. Tears start to sting your eyes. Angry tears. No carnival, not even a carnival of horrors is going to defeat you. You stare deeply into the evil eyes of the creature hovering before you. Robot? Real monster? You finally decide. If you think the creature is a robot, try to knock his head off on page 81. If you think he's a real monster or something worse, stay cool on page 110. Once again, if you think the creature is a robot, try to knock his head off on page 81. If you think he's a real monster or something worse, stay cool on page 110. Cast your votes now, please.
We're already off to a good start. We've got 3 for 110 and 2 for 81.
Oh, dang. Oh, it's picking up, though.
It's gone up.
Yeah. Go on, DK, do the math.
110's in the lead.
110.
Not by much.
Cool. We'll give it some time. $109 plus 1.
Yeah. Yeah, 110's got it. 110's miles ahead.
110. Okay, let's do it then. 110. Alright. Something tells you that this monster is not a robot. This one is for real. Maybe it's the way he stares into your eyes, or maybe it's the rows and rows of razor-sharp teeth jutting from his mouth. You take a step back. He takes a step closer. A drop of drool drips on your hand. It sizzles and burns. This is the end, you figure. You'll never escape the carnival of horrors, never see your family or Paddy and Brad ever again. The monster lifts his gigantic clawed hand. He waves it over your head, and you wait for the searing pain as it plunges down to strike you. But that's not what happens. The monster slowly lowers his hand and clutches at his own neck, and then pulls his own head off. And when you discover what's underneath, you know you're in big trouble. Quick, head over to page 133. Those eyes behind the alligator's snout, those beady eyes, you should have recognized them before. It's Big Al. Rippy was right. It's Allosaurus. Hey, you did a great... Hold on.
I know.
Oh, God. Hey, you did a great job here, he says warmly. You've really got the stuff for the Carnival of Horrors. Thanks, you mumble. But I really have to go home now. What's the rush? He asks, patting you on the shoulder. Aren't you having fun? Fun, you think? Crushed between solid walls and attacked by a bulging-eyed monster? Fun? No, this isn't fun. This is weird. Yeah, it's been really great, but, I really do have to get home, you stammer. So, if you'll just take me to wherever Paddy and Brad are and show us the way out, we'll be going. I'm afraid that isn't possible, Big Al says. Just open the door and you'll understand. You have no choice. You have to open the door and go to page 117. You open the door and enter a room bursting with people who seem to be waiting for you. You think that's weird until you study them and realize something even stranger. They're all dressed up in old-fashioned costumes. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors, a tall woman with a red parasol says, smiling. Nice of you to join us. The Carnival of Horrors. The word sends shivers down your spine. The woman with the parasol whispers in your ear. Don't you want to know the secret of the Carnival of Horrors? You nod yes. The Carnival of Horrors comes alive in a different place and a different time each night. Tonight we're in your town. Tomorrow we could be in another country. But every place we stop, we invite kids like you to join us. Thanks for the invitation, you say, but I gotta go. I'm sorry, the lady chuckles. You can never escape from the Carnival of Horrors, she says solemnly. Unless what? You turn to page 106. Back we go. Unless what, you scream. Tell me. You can escape the Carnival of Horrors if you leave before closing time. When it's closing time, you shoot back. When the last ride stops, the lady whispers, at midnight. You glance at your watch. 11:40. 20 minutes. That's not so bad. But how do you get out of here? As if the lady can read your mind, she says, there's only one right way. Then all around you, the crowd begins to chant. Only one right way. Only one right way. They repeat it over and over again. What is it, you scream? Which way? It's useless. They're not going to tell you. But it's not midnight yet. There's still time to figure it out. Until the floor begins to tremble and the walls begin to shake. Earthquake. Turn to page 42. We've done this before.
Yeah, no, we've looped back. That's what I'm saying.
We've looped, yeah.
Loop into each other.
We just have to remember to pick the right one this. A wave of panic washes over you as the walls crumble around you. You throw your arms over your head and close your eyes. Then silence. The shaking stops. When you open your eyes, the room and all the costume people have vanished, and you're outside, in the rides area. But the biggest surprise of all is that you spot Paddy and Brad. Boy, am I glad to see you, you say, racing over to them. Where have you guys been? Brad shakes his head. You wouldn't believe the rides we went on. We've got to get out of here before midnight, you say. Quickly, you tell your friends about the warning from the lady with the red parasol. No problem, Paddy says. Look, I'm sure the exit is right over there past that ride called the Hall of the Mountain King. No, it's that way, near the sign that says Halloween Express, Brad insists. Which way do you think is the right way? Halloween Express? Then turn to page 108. Mountain King? Then turn to page 107. Again, Halloween Express, turn to page 108. Mountain King, turn to page 107. I think we did 108 last time.
We did.
We did, and we ended up in the petting zoo.
Yes.
Yeah.
We ended up in the petting zoo, and then we got eaten.
We got eaten.
Not that 107 is potentially any better.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Because there was choices in 108.
Yeah. We could face Big Al, like
choice,
Ruby
I think.
wants to do.
I think there was 1 or 2 choices in 108.
Yeah. You've missed your cue.
I did.
Well, now you have to count them.
Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. We're on 107s.
He's slacking. 107s. We want something new.
Look for some fresh.
Something fresh.
Something fresh.
Stop shaking. My God.
I was doing that.
I know.
We died.
We're not dead yet.
That's what we're told. Great Celestial Gamer said we died. 107. That's where it's at.
Yeah, 107 seems to be winning by a landslide.
That new content.
Alright, 107 it is. Let's go.
You gotta pay for those DLC.
In order to unlock the Mountain King ride, you must give me 2 super chats.
Let's not do that.
No, we're not doing that. Okay, 107. Sorry, Brad, I think Patty's right. You tell him as you turn towards the Hall of the Mountain King. I think I spotted an exit when we first came in. Patty runs ahead. Look, she cries out. There's the path. It leads past the Hall of the Mountain King to the exit. Yeah, but who are those people up there? Brad asks. They're blocking the way. You peer up ahead and see them. The people in the old-fashioned clothes. And they're still chanting. Only one right way, only one right way. They're not going to let us out, Brad panics. Okay, I have an idea, you say calmly. Let's go into the Mountain King ride. Maybe we can jump off at the end and sneak past them? Do you have another choice? No. If you want to go on the Mountain King ride, turn to page 75. If you want to go on the Mountain King ride, turn to page 75. So we're going to page 75. The 3 of you duck inside the Hall of the Mountain King. A painted backdrop of rounded snow-capped mountains rise up on your left. Up in the mountains, a big stone castle rests in the sunshine. A group of cheerful elves pick flowers in the castle's garden. To your right, you spot the ride. Wooden carts pulled by real horses. Come on, you call to your friends. Jump in a cart. This is great. We'll be out of here in no time. No time, that reminds you. You glance at your watch. 11:45. You all scramble into one of the carts and grab the reins. Your horse plods forward, and you pass through a painted stone archway. You gasp. Everything in the painted backdrop is now in front of you, but it has suddenly become real, but different. The snow-capped mountains rise to black, jagged peak. Bleh.
Peaks.
The snow-capped mountains rise to black, jagged peaks that pierce the sky. Wow, that's hard to say. The big stone castle huddles on a scary dark hill, and the elves, they aren't picking flowers. They're... Turn to page 96.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. They're swinging axes. Your heart leaps into your throat. The elves move to the roadside now, and they're chopping down the horse-drawn carts ahead of you. One cart splinters into a million pieces before your horrified eyes. The elves continue on to the next cart. Their sharp blades slice right through it. Your horse keeps trotting up the steep path. You're heading right for the wildly chopping elves. Do something, Patty cries. Turn to page 23. Here we go. You yank on the reins, but your horse plows ahead, pulling you forward, closer and closer to the chopping blades. Brad squeezes into the cart and buries his head in his lap. Patty jumps into the front seat with you. Together you pull on the reins and scream, "Whoa, fellow, whoa!" But your horse trots onward. "It's no use," you cry. "We'd better jump." You stare over the side. You're riding along a narrow ridge, and there's a deep drop that makes your blood run cold. If you jump, you'll plunge to your death. Then you glance up ahead and spot a safer place to leap. Great. You're about to show it to your friends when Brad cries out, Look at the elves. They chop at set times. If we can get the horse to move faster, we can miss the axes. That's stupid. We should jump, argues Paddy. What do you think you should do? If you decide to jump out, go to page 103. If you urge the horse to gallop, go to page 119. Again, if you decide to jump out, go to page 103. And if you urge the horse to gallop, go to page 119. And I'm going to get a drink. $119, $119.
112 plus 7.
112 plus 7. I don't math here. That's your job. 119.
Yeah, it's going to be 119. We're going to go for, sure, 10 more seconds, but I don't think it's going to beat it.
Yeah, we'll give it a while.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's 119.
Perfect. Epically Roblox, just beware of the emotes. Don't want you to get banned. Beowulf, welcome! Welcome to the stream. We're like so far into a story, but feel free to make decisions and jump in. We're going to 119. Such a mad lad. You take charge of the reins and urge the horse on. Giddy up, boy, you and Paddy shout, but your horse won't move any faster. You shoot a glance up ahead. The elves are chopping, and the shiny blade is now right over your head. No, you scream. No, let me out of here. You feel a sharp pain, and you realize you've just had the shortest haircut of your life. Unfortunately, they took a little too much off the top. The end. God, that's 8? That is 8 deaths out of 22 endings or something?
25 endings.
25 endings. So, again, the choice is yours. Do you want to roll back and we will jump? Or do we restart? Up to you guys. Ruby is predicting all of this, by the way, because she said that she got a haircut, the buzz cut from her ceiling fan.
Yeah.
How is this happening? You're just predicting the whole book. Mama of 3 beautiful cats, I've got to go get rid of Paddy. We'll try.
We've got 2 rolling back, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's all rerolls.
Reroll.
I mean,
Let's jump.
Probably ask now. Will you ever get to a point where you guys will want to restart from the start?
We don't know that, though. Because there could be a point where we're so into the story that we just need to restart.
Yeah, true.
Okay, what is the... Also, yes, 8 Fs in chat, please. 8 Fs. We are on our 8th death. Epically, Roblox is just asking to get banned. Like your Google account will be gone, by the way.
No, and you won't be able to get it back. Seriously.
You won't be able to get it back.
It was a massive thing that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
103 is what you're
103, okay. Here we go. We've got to jump, you tell Paddy and Brad. It's our only chance. Okay, Brad agrees as your cart inches up to the chopping elves. Come on, you cry. Now. But Brad is too paralysed with fear to move. You and Paddy grab him and haul him towards the side of the cart. Your cart has reached the elves. One of them smirks as he lifts his axe. It's right above your neck. You picture your head tumbling down the side of the mountain. With a loud cry, all 3 of you jump. You land with a thud on a rocky ledge. It breaks your fall, but the rock is too weak to hold all of you. You scream again as the edge tears loose and the world drops from under your feet. You tumble over and over, down the side of the mountain. Go to page 109. You squeeze your eyes shut and wait for the crash. Finally, you land. You glance up. You're at the foot of the log flume ride. You, Paddy, and Brad have lots of cuts and bruises, but you're okay. Terrific, you think, until you spot the army of elves with their axes. They're rushing down the mountain towards you. The only escape is to enter the flume ride, so you dash inside. The log flume reminds you of a western logging camp, complete with log cabins, trees, trucks, and a sparkling blue lake. In the distance, you can hear the buzz of chainsaws, and down by the lake, giant cranes pick up logs and plop them in the water. Some of the logs are hollowed out in the middle with seats for passengers. As you watch, the current catches one. It glides to the edge of a waterfall, plunges over, and shoots down. As you glance around, you spot an exit sign. Then, to your horror, you see a giant crane swinging your way. Duck! You scream. Will you make it to the exit? Is this your lucky day? If you're reading this book on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, go to page 114. If it's a Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday, go to page 71. Wow. So we're going to page 114 then, I guess.
14 it is.
114 it is. Let's see. 114. This is your lucky day. Hey. You duck as the crane swings over your head. Run, you shout to your friends. You glance at your watch. 11:55. If you're really lucky, you can still make it out of the carnival by midnight. You can see the exit up ahead. As you charge through the gate, you feel really hopeful. Until you run into Big Al. I really want to call him Big Allosaurus from now on, but I don't know if I'm going to.
You should.
Big Allosaurus. He blocks the exit with his huge body.
His huge reptile body.
His huge reptilian body. His massive hands are planted on his hips. No one escapes from the carnival of horrors, he roars. You've got to find a way out, now. To your right is the entrance to Halloween Express. You could try that. Or maybe you should run down a different path. There's got to be more exits around here somewhere. Choose fast. Run down a different path? Go to page 5. Halloween Express? Go to page 108. Once again, run down a different path? Go to page 5. Halloween Express? Go to page 108.
So, a lot of these are kind of a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are very specific, but it's to add that extra little bit to it. You know what I mean? Because you can't just be like, oh, I picked this one. It's like it picks for you almost. After.
Yeah, I know. I like when that happens. It's pretty cool. It's like, oh, it's Saturday, so you don't get to decide.
Also, Ruby, while I'm modding this chat, I am currently working on Big Allosaurus merch. So don't worry, it's in the works. It is in the works.
He's gonna bring it out in his channel. Take all the credit for it.
Of course.
A lot of 5s. Run down a different path.
Halloween.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween. Pumpkin scream.
Funny enough, this.
Night.
Oh right, okay. This stream was supposed to be on Halloween, so I mean, it kind of is Halloween.
That's why it's spooky.
It's a spooky.
It's a big scare.
Let's move on to page number 5.
Yeah, we're on 5.
Page 5. Come on, run, you yell to Paddy and Brad as you spin around. There's got to be another way out. Big Al blows a whistle. Its shrill blast hurts your ears. He blows it again, and suddenly dozens and dozens of carnival people appear out of nowhere. But they don't look the way they did before. Some have green flesh, some are deathly white. Their rotting skin hangs from their bones. Above their sunken cheekbones, their eyes glow an eerie yellow. You watch in horror as more and more of them appear. What should you do? Your legs won't budge. You can't think clearly. You're terrified. You stand there, frozen in a trance. But Brad breaks the spell when he screams out, "They're ghosts. That's why they're wearing those old-fashioned clothes. They're dead." "Watch out. Over there," Paddy yells. That ghost. It's coming right at us. Run. Run to page 127. You're not fast enough to get away from the ghost. You're running now, but the ghost swoops down in front of you. You ply into him and pass right through him. The carnival people are swarming after you. They don't want you to leave the carnival. "Hurry," you yell to your friends. "Only 3 minutes to midnight." You dash off in one direction, then another. The carnival people are approaching from every which way. They carry torches with flames that leap high in the air. You steal a glance at your watch. 11:58. "We can't let them catch us," you scream. "Let's hide." But where can you hide? Up ahead you see a gigantic cannon. All 3 of you could easily fit in there. You also spot a baby ride. The baby choo-choo train. Maybe you could squeeze into that. Quick, pick one and hope for the best. Cannon, go to page 130. Choo-choo, go to page 128. Again, that's the cannon, go to page 130. Choo-choo, go to page 128.
Baby Allosaurus do. Yes. I was waiting until we got to the next choice to sing that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, that wasn't even... Okay, I thought that you came up with that yourself, but you
No,
just...
No, that's not me being clever.
Yeah.
That's me. What's it called? These are the P.
Plagiarizing.
Yeah.
You've plagiarized.
Straight over plagiarism.
Baby Allosaurus, baby Allosaurus, Baby Al. Fire yourself out of the cannon into the sun.
And yeah, do it Super Mario 64 style. Just fire yourself out of a cannon.
A lot of 130s.
It's all 130s, I think. Well, there's a couple of 128s, but it's mainly...
We'll give it 30 seconds. What's the verdict, DK?
Yeah, it's all one. It's 130s. They have it.
130. We're going in the cannon.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 5. Sorry.
All right, 130. Here we go. You and your friends squeeze into the cannon. Ouch! You're sitting on my hand. Brad whines, but you don't have time to apologize. "Do you smell something burning?" you ask. Boom! There's a tremendous explosion. You fly through space. You're heading for a fence that encloses the carnival and the field beyond. Will you make it out of the park? Go to page 101. You make it. You make it out of the park. You also make it out of the state. In fact, the last time anyone saw you, Paddy and Brad, you were all a tiny blip on NASA's radar screen. Congratulations, you escaped from the Carnival of Horrors. Happy landings. The end. So, I mean, like, we did escape, but not with our lives. And I was right, we got fired into a cannon, probably into the sun.
That is very true.
So, again, reroll or restart? Should we go back and get on the little choo-choo ride that was referenced at the very beginning of the book? That might have some relevance.
I'm gonna tell you now.
You're not allowed to tell me anything.
I'm gonna tell you now. This is. We're
Are we gonna hit a dead end no matter what we do?
You're right. I shouldn't tell you.
No, you can't tell us.
Right. Well, what are we going for?
Huh? It's up to chat. We've got 5 rerolls.
Yeah, they're all rerolls.
6.
Which is fine. Yeah. Let's
Stop.
go reroll.
Why do you keep... You're hitting... That's what you're doing. Your knee is hitting off the desk.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Stop it.
You have no proof.
Yes, I do. I'll listen to this back
You
and hear
have
every
no proof.
vibration.
I'm my own worst enemy. And we're doing reroll.
Okay.
Do you need
What
to
page?
know
Yeah, tell me the page.
It's a 1, 2, 8.
1, 2, 8. Here we go. You squeeze into the choo-choo and scrunch down. 11:59. Lights from the carnival people's torches sweep over you. Their foul smells fill your lungs. The blood pounds in your temples. You're sure they're going to find you, but you're trapped now. There's no way out. You hear someone shout in the distance, "Closing time!" And then you hear a bell start to chime. Midnight. 1, 2, 3. Brad counts the chimes. You want to strangle him. 4, 5. Suddenly the kiddie train starts to move. 6, 7, 8. You sit up and what you see is the biggest shock of the whole horrible night. Turn to page 70. Ooh, what's going to happen? 70. 9, 10. Brad, shut up. Look at this. You point to the letters on the front of the train car. You've been staring at them the whole time. Why didn't you notice them before? What about the letters? Patty says sharply. 11. Don't you see what they say, you shitbag? Right way railroad, Patty reads. So what? The chants of the merry-go-round people echo in your head. There's only one right way. There's only one right way. Could it be? 12. Now what? Turn to page 52. Just as the clock strikes 12, the train enters a tunnel. You hold your breath, wondering what you'll see when you reach the other end. Chug, chug, chug. The choo-choo slowly pulls out of the tunnel, and you're surrounded by carnival workers everywhere. Chug to page 24. 24. Carnival workers. The carnival workers who set up the same rinky-dink carnival you go to every summer. You can't believe your eyes. You must be seeing things. Patty tries to say something smart, but the only thing she manages is, "Huh?" "Hey kids," a worker yells at you. "Get away from that ride. The carnival doesn't start till tomorrow night." You gaze around and wonder at the faded games, the baby rides, the tacky food stands. For the first time in your life, it all looked great. "We'll be there," you shout as you head for your bikes. "This is the greatest carnival I've ever seen." The end.
We did it!
Ooh. Is that the good ending?
That is one of the 2 possible good endings.
Wow, that's the good ending, guys.
Yeah. There's 2 ways to get to that.
Yeah.
But there's one other good ending, which is the monster blood.
Oh, right, okay.
If we had that back when we had the option to use the monster blood, if we had the monster blood and we had used it there,
Yeah.
we would have beaten it. We would have won.
Oh, wow.
So we came very, very, very close.
How do you get the monster blood?
It is in the stalls.
Side stalls?
It's in the side stalls.
So if we chose not to help the freaks, we would get the monster blood?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What does the dwarf do?
The dwarf kidnaps you and makes you part of the freak show, I think.
Does he steal your shins?
He does not steal any part of your body.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
That's it.
You said it wouldn't take long.
Well, it took, like
2 hours.
2 hours? Wow. Jesus. Fair enough.
So 7 deaths, but we did it.
No, we got 8 deaths.
What's the opposite of F to pay respects?
There isn't one.
I either get a cool superpower or die. Gotta say win-win. Ah.
What was the other books that they brought out for, like, teens? I remember it was a book, and it was called, like, The Snowman or something? Really eerie books. Like, horror for teenagers.
I have no idea.
I don't
Goosebumps
remember.
was the only one that I knew.
I read a lot of Goosebumps, but I don't remember. Oh, Chill? No, I have no idea. Maybe someone in chat knows, but I can't remember. I used to read them all the time. They were really, really creepy. I'd rather a side salad, thanks. 10 out of 10 would listen again while cleaning. Hey, that's good. At least you're productive. Did we all lose a shin? I think we all collectively lost our shins.
Girl.
Yeah. I better see an Allosaurus somewhere in a video or I shall surely die. Or merch. Bring out merch.
See if we can get like a Allosaurus.
What would it even look like? I'm picturing like some sort of big dinosaur, like bald dinosaur, like shiny head, bald dinosaur in a suit.
With a top hat.
Yeah.
But he holds the top hat in his hand, he never wears it.
Poseidon knows what I'm talking about. I want to say it was something like chill,
No,
like
you must.
Chiller or something. But I've no idea. I haven't read them in years, but they were really, really good.
Were they choose your own?
No, it wasn't Choose Your Own. It was just a really creepy story. R.L. Stein. That's what it was.
R.L. Stein, like the author of Goosebumps.
No, but did he not do another
Series of books?
books?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't
Goosebumps
know.
was the thing that I did. Or that he did. Maybe there was one just called R.L. Stein.
No.
But that was the author.
Search for like R.L. Stein chill. Search for R.L. Stein the snowman. There was a really creepy snowman. A dinosaur wearing a suit with extra thick arms. Yeah, and like sunglasses or something.
No. Sure, he's an old man.
Big Al?
Yeah.
He had a mustache.
He did have a mustache. But it has to be like the comb mustache. The old style one.
Like the sheriff's kind of mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the guy from Friends.
The guy from No, Richard?
Yeah, his mustache. That was very comb mustache.
No, but then he shaved it and he looked way hotter.
What are you talking about?
Get another Choose Your Own book and do another stream. I should. This was actually a lot of fun.
There are other ones, but you see, it depends on kind of what kind of thing you're going for. A lot of the ones you would get nowadays are all fantasy.
Yeah.
And it would be, there's a lot of like having certain items and you need to keep track of everything.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. He did do another series, I know, because I worked in the library. Yeah, I think it was the same person, but it was just super creepy books. I used to love R.L. Stein and Jacqueline Wilson. That was who I read whenever I was in school.
Yeah, I know he has done. He did Fear Street. I've never heard of.
It wasn't called Goosebumps, though. I don't think, anyway.
Fear Street looks like this is what it is. The Wrong Number or The New Girl.
Did he do something called The Snowman? I'm like 100% sure like Chill is in the name of like the series of books.
I remember a snowman one, but
I don't think it was Fear Street. It doesn't ring a bell. Al is holding all of our shins.
It's called The Snowman.
The Snowman?
Beware the Snowman.
Beware the Snowman? But oh yeah, I remember. Is it Goosebumps?
Two there.
What does it say on it? Does it just say The
I'm
Snowman?
just gonna look up images. Right, so there's two. One's called The Snowman by R.L. Stein.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is Goosebumps, Beware the Snowman. Snowman by R.L. Stein. Also, there was another thing.
No, yeah, you're right. I think it was just R.L. Stein. Just The Snowman. It was so creepy. Jacqueline Wilson was the MVP. Absolutely. Tracy Baker, or like it was the mum with all the tattoos and stuff, or there was something called Angel where it was the book starts and it's two best friends and one of them gets run over by a car and the rest of the book is just her dealing with that.
Okay, that's not this book.
No, there was Jacqueline Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is weird when you think about it, like, okay, what's this book trying to tell me as a 13-year-old girl?
He's also done a Goosebumps called The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena.
Fear Street Super Chiller series by R.L. Stein. That sounds about right. The Abominable Snowman was Goosebumps? Okay. I mean, this was over
He's-
10 years ago.
Yeah, he has two though. He's got one called Beware the Snowman and one The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena.
Oh, wow.
And he's also obviously got The Snowman.
Yeah.
He must like his snowman. There's also one called The Snowman.
I don't think that's right.
I don't know. It's very strange.
I didn't realize he wrote mostly ghostly that traumatized me as a kid.
Mm.
R.L. Stein, The Haunting Hour, Chills in the Dead of the Night. Yeah, it could have been that. I just remember, like, I would read one of those books every other day and then get another one out immediately from the library, but they were so creepy, but like in an addictive kind of creepy.
See, it's designed to be obviously really scary and stuff, whereas on the other end, there was Animorphs, which I don't know if anyone in the chat's read Animorphs. They're fantastic books, but they were creepy, but they weren't trying to be overly creepy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It was based on a bunch of kids that were able to transform into animals, specific animals.
All right. Okay.
But there was aliens in outer space, and they're like little slugs, but they would take over people. They'd like burrow into your head, and then they just take you over.
Oh, okay.
But the slugs and stuff, and like a lot of the people and shit, it was really, really just creepy and really weird, icky kind of stuff.
Icky stuff. I read a lot more of Stephen King's drug-fueled nightmares as a kid. Yeah, I tried to read one of his books. I think it was Carrie, and I just picked it up one day, and I was like, "This will be fine." It was not fine. Say I if you want to make Shin memes. Yeah, go on then. Make all the Shin memes. Post them on my Discord. No one else is going to understand, but I will.
Animorphs, yep. Actually, the covers for the books were really cool as well. Let
me see.
So all of the books, everyone, if you want to have a look, just type in Animorphs. But it's all of the book covers are the kids turning into animals. Look.
Oh, wow. Obviously he turns into a golden retriever. Wow.
What's even cooler is the pages in the bottom right hand corner of the pages.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off as a person, and then on every next page it's turned slightly more. So
oh, like a flip book? Oh,
wow! So
wow.
it turns into a flip book, which is amazing.
Also, scary stories to tell in the dark, and you should read The Girl with the Neck Ribbon story. I actually remember that, and she takes off the ribbon and her head falls off. It's like the only thing. Isn't there like a house full of them or something? Or there was only like one active at a time, but the ribbon was to keep her head on.
Not weird at all.
I remember reading that book. Animorph covers traumatized me as a kid. Shins have left the chat. The dwarf took all of her shins. The white space. Not only was it confusing to read, but it made you go into an existential crisis. I don't think I need that right now. I think I'm good. Maybe if I'm ever feeling like perfectly okay, I might delve into that, but probably not. Imagine being the kid that turns into a rat.
Well, I think they were able. I think it took them a while, but they were able to turn into different. Originally, I think they could only turn into one animal. But then they could change into other animals later on. I think they had the ability to do that. There was actually one bit. There was one of the kids got stuck as an eagle, I think. There was like a whole year where he was just an eagle that could talk.
Wow.
But he wasn't able to turn back.
There you go. Well, guys, that was Escape from the Carnival of Horrors by Goosebumps, R.L. Stein. I want to thank you all for popping in. If you're here from the start, thank you very much. If you popped in somewhere midway, I want to thank you if you contributed. Hopefully you enjoyed the story. I always love doing streams. I always want to do more. And hopefully I can get some more choose your own adventure type books. It's really fun to have something that I'm able to interact with you over instead of just playing a game or, I don't know, just chatting with you. I don't know. It's fun to have that sort of input from you. But for now, I'm going to go and get something to eat. I'm going to end the stream here. But again, I want to thank you all for coming. And I want to thank DK, my mod, for counting up all of your votes.
I'm a good counter.
He's not a good counter. But he tries, God love him.
Somebody has to.
There'll also be another video coming tomorrow, of course, at 5 p.m. GMT. It's a pretty good one, actually. I tried very hard on it. But yes, thank you very much for coming. I'll end the stream now. Thank you. Bye!
Bye!